the sun trying to break through again at Normans Oval. So we're expecting a top of 16 degrees. We've got a light breeze. And right now we'll cross down to ground level and catch up with our very own Sky Burgess for the Newmarket Hotel. Down to you, Sky. How are you down there?
I'm good. It is a little bit overcast, a little bit breezy, 15 degrees. But I tell you what, this ground might have seen better days. It's a little bit patchy, guys. It's certainly giving end of season.
End of season vibes, Sky.
End of season vibes. But the toss has been had, boys. So Bulldogs, Charlie Morrison, he's won the toss for today and he's chosen to start at the Evans Street end of the ground.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And what a player he is, Charlie Morrison. One of the best, if not the best, fullback in the comp. Bob Jackson, the guard dog.
He's one of your favourites, mate, isn't he? You pulled up next to the traffic lights with him there one day and you couldn't move. He wouldn't let you move anywhere, would he?
No, that's right. He peered across and I feared for my life. No, he's a great guy, Charlie.
He's been a great servant for a long time and 100 games last week was a great milestone. It'll be interesting to see which way he goes today. Does he go straight to Xavier Laverty or we see Tyson Young in the goal square there, Monty? So it'll be interesting to see the matchups there. Young Hymus is going deep for Wodonga. I dare say O'Neill will roll back and pick up the small forward is that Harrison Smart by the looks of it? He's starting, oh no, it's McLaren. He's starting deep. McLuhan, sorry. So the matchups look like they're going about to plan. So that looks like Matt Wilson's gone to Tyson Young. Wow.
Yep. So the Wang Magpies out to try and secure and lock in top spot on the O&M ladder. Lose it and the Wang Rovers could pinch it. And for the Doggies, well, they didn't play their best footy last week versus Melderford. They've now lost their last two. It's first versus fourth. It's going to be a terrific game of footy. Here comes the sun again. That's exactly what we want. The umpire just having one last look across the ground. The opening term for A-grade oars and batteries, and we're about to go in round 18. What have you spotted down there, Bobby?
Yeah, a little bit of push and shove down the goal square. No surprise there. Mr. Laverty's involved in that. Just a little bit of niggle to get things underway. Looks like Cam Barrett's got a fresh cut too. He's joined the gang, Monty. I see there. He's got a nice fresh cut.
Young guys gearing up for some photos in the Border Mail this week.
No, he's bald as Badger. So he's got the paperwork through the ball gang, Luke, during the week. So he's joined the crew.
Yeah, this one coming to you live through 1494 2AY, or the pictures thanks to Snap Print Solutions. So we're just waiting for this clock to tick over to 2. We're 1:59 at the moment, so we're not far away. It will be Thompson and Knowles in the ruck. Colin Ainsworth on the ball. There's Jackson Clark in the middle, so too is Stevens. And Noel Bradshaw in the centre as well. Here we go. Knowles won it clearly to Dan Sharrock on the boot, and they get a forward entry straight away through the hands of Tilly. Out the back, Wilson is down there, so too McLuhan. Young try to get it on the boot. Matt Wilson picks it up. The first of many possessions, you'd think. Ellis going with it. And the ball has gone out of bounds on the Ovens River side of the ground, Bobby.
Yeah, a real concern last week was the centre clearance and how easy the Myrtleford Saints did it against the Wodonga centre group unit. And that was just far too easy. Knowles just straight to Dual Sharrock, and the clearance was way too easy.
Knowles tapped it down in front. Bradshaw picked it up, brought down in a strong tackle by Dan Sharrock. And again, we'll have a stoppage. So 60 out from goal. Club Room's end. Welcome to you, wherever you may be tuned in to O&M Live this afternoon. Stick with us. It's going to be a great day of footy. There's Knowles handing it off to Clark, and he just jams it inside 50. Young in a one-on-one. Wilson's playing on him at the moment. What a matchup that is. And Mapleson takes the footy.
And again, just an easy exit from a stoppage. You know, the Wodonga Football Club, we want repeat stoppages to start off with.
Went by Matt Hayden, Jack O'Sullivan to Tom O'Sullivan. And back to Jack. Hayden picks it up at bootlace level. And he was caught holding the footy. So the Doggies hold up in their back six early. Jack O'Sullivan, the co-coach of the Doggies, alongside the non-playing coach and Jared Twitt. There goes Jack, the long one down towards centre wing. Good mark from Gus Jones. He wants to lay it off inside to Thompson. That looked like a throw to Wilson. Umpire was happy to let it go. Matt goes again. And he's taken down and claimed. We'll go down to Sky Burgess for the Newmarket.
It's a good start, isn't it? You can just definitely tell they're trying to get that feel for each other. A few different moves. It'll be interesting to see how the coaching staff play these ones out.
Another ball up. Ainsworth, ball rolled over his shoulder. Goes again, Cohen. Here's Dan Sharrock breaking through, though, to Cam Barrett. One of the 5 ins for the Maggies today. To Harry McKimmie. Left foot down the line go the Doggies. Ainsworth takes the mark, wants to spit it back inside. Jack O'Sullivan back to Cohen. Inside border Thompson. And then a left foot kick down towards half forward. They're getting their first inside 50 here. Then Spiteri tries to break away. Harry Smart playing on him. Jayat, that's Angus. A great debut from him last week. Ball's gone out of bounds, Bobby.
Yeah, it's a better sign already. Last week, Wodonga were too slow to get going. They look like they're a bit better organised today with the footy in hand. You know, the O'Sullivans are vital around those stoppages, so this is an important stoppage right here.
Gone 3 minutes in the opening term for NZ Albury. Still no score on the board. A lot of numbers around the contest and the Peel here. Evans Street end about 30 out from goal, and the ball's clamped in. And again, we'll have another stoppage.
A couple of good signs last week was Jack Thompson, our man, cleansing the overflow, Luke. He got a couple of nice touches last week to build some confidence, and already he's got some touches around the ground.
Jones got a left hand to it. Sharrock, she's been good early.
Yeah, he has.
Right foot, Jet Roberts. Tried to swing one out of defence. Nicely done from Lockie Kennett. They get one to Tilly. He lays it off to Mapleson. He got torn off the footy. He's back on it now. Well done. And Jack Mapleson gets it inside 50 for the Maggies. Out comes Xavier Laverty off his boot. Hayden picked up the footy. Ball back on the turf. McLoonan tries to break away. He's been a great goal kicker this year. That one to the near side for one minor score. So there's our first score of the game. Thanks to Steel Line, one playing nil. We'll go to Joel Montgomery thanks to 40 Winks.
Yeah, you can see the Wangaratta midfield running hot here with 5 clearances to 1, and that one was a free kick for Wodonga.
Burke up high. Tilly. Ball close to the line. In fact, it's called out. So James McLoonan has kicked 30 goals for the Pies this year, Bobby, and he's proving very dangerous.
It's been a great reward, hasn't it, to see him come back from the Bush League into here and really play a role. And that small forward role, he made it his own here for the Magpies.
Over the back, Thompson, Cooper Garoni, Kennett, claimed by Cooper. We'll have a stoppage.
See, this is a win for Wodonga. There was a real concern last week, Luke. It wasn't what we saw around their stoppage work. It was pretty non-existent. So they're actually a bit more competitive this week around that stoppage area.
That's right, Bobby. They must start this opening term a lot better than what they did against the Saints. Sharrock, that one not like him.
No.
Out of bounds on the full. So he's had a few touches early, Dan.
He looks good, doesn't he? He looks smooth. There's no tape. There's no resistance on his body there. He looks like he's back on top of the ground in the duels of old.
Harry McKimmie, true half back for the Doggies. Tyson Young mans the mark, and Harry goes long down towards centre wing. Bordignon got a big fist over the top. Fell into Knowles' hands. Turned over though to Ainsworth. Here goes Matt Wilson. And he spots Tom O'Sullivan on the break. Here goes Tom. Straightens up for home and steers it through. The first major goes the way of the Doggies. 6 plays 1 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Yeah, just a turnover in the middle of the ground. Big Knowles here was front and centre and found himself with the ball in hand, and he turned it over in the wrong part of the ground. Right smack bang in the middle, and a chain of handballs, and got to Matt Wilson. And you called it beautifully, Luke. You just saw Tom O'Sullivan running downhill beautifully and kicked it out in front, and without breaking stride, he finished that off beautifully, straight through the middle. We had a perfect view of that.
And really good composure by Matty Wilson. That's his 4th disposal, and they've all been high quality so far.
Joel Montgomery on the 40-wing stats. What do you think down there, Sky? Much to report early?
No, a lot of composure going down on both benches. You can see they've got their game plan and they're sticking to it, and just started the rotations. Both sides just made the most of that goal and got the rotations going.
Jayat on the boot towards half forward. Tilly gets out the back here up against Ruben Burke. Picks it up now, Aiden. Low ball into the pocket. Nicely done, and a good mark to Xavier Laverty up against Jai Hymas.
He's going to snap this without any shadow of a doubt here, Lukey. He's looking to get... he's not going to pass that off. Xavier, you're fooling nobody, son. So he's very good exponent of these bananas and snap around the corner. So this is an easy shot.
Here he goes, Xavier Laverty swings it around. Yeah, he doesn't miss those too often. The VFL listed player with Collingwood puts it through, so the Maggies hit back straight away. 7 plays 6. They're up by 1 point on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Yeah, he's a quality finisher, isn't he? And the matchups down back, Monty, we've got the 2 young fellas in Burke and Hymas picking up the big guns in Lafferty and Aiden Tilly. So there's a big matchups there for the Wodonga Bulldogs in that defensive 50.
And I think if they're getting 7 inside 50 down the first 7 minutes, they're going to really love the amount of ball they're going to have on those young defenders.
Yeah, they're going to get some work, aren't they?
So 1 goal apiece. to both the Doggies and the Maggies, and we see the Maggies lead by a point. Early on, we're gone 7.5 for NZ Albury. Opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. John Montgomery, Bob Jackson, Sky Burgess and Luke Francis at Norm Minns on a Saturday afternoon on O&M Live, 1 week out from the finals. Here goes the ball up in the middle. Tweedale got it down. Bradshaw going at it. Mapleson had a crack there. Stevens to Young. Nicely played inside 50. Wilson dropped it. McLernan on the boot. Floating towards goal. I think he's got that. Yes, he has. What a goal to James McLernan. That's a beauty. And that brings up his 31st for the year.
Yeah, a good finish. A great role, that small forward for James. He's playing front and centre, and Johnny on the spot, and he got that ball quickly to foot. He's just an opportunist, isn't he? He's really hard to match up on. 30-plus goals from small forward is a great response and a great result, and they'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, Matt Wilson to be disappointed in dropping the mark. It's unlike him, Sky.
Did he get a little bit of interference, I think, perhaps?
No, he did not.
No,
Sky.
it looked like it from down here. Thought he had a punch in there somewhere.
No, he flat out dropped it. Matty be looking for a reason. Don't you worry about that.
2-1-13 plays one straight 6. Maggie's up thanks to Steelline. Dogs going forward. Here's Hudson Garoni on the boot, sends it down towards full forward. Spiteri takes the mark up against Harry Smart. Harry appealing for a push, but the umpire didn't agree.
That was just... And he
plays on and kicks it through. So that's 56 for the year for Noah.
I just paused just a little bit there, Lukey, because I just had a gut feel that your day of calling wasn't quite finished with that play. But, Noah Spiteri, he's got a grin from ear to ear, knowing that his big buddy Hudson Garoni is back playing. And the kick from Jack O'Sullivan. The Sullivan boys are crucial around the stoppages and moving the ball forward for the Wodonga Footy Club, and that was laced out to Hudson Garoni, and he quickly played on beautifully. And Noah had his man right in the right position and muscled him out beautifully.
Yeah, that was only their second clearance for the quarter, and both of them have actually come from free kicks for Wodonga. So if the discipline gets for the Maggies, it might tighten it up a little bit more. A
good start to this footy game, but between two great teams. Greenhill went inside to Noel Bradshaw, dished it out the back. Isaac O'Neill fumbled. Mapleson went off the boot. And then Wilson, this one's going close to the line, just inside. Finds touch. And the ball will be thrown back in. True centre wing, broadcast side. 13 playing 12 here.
Is it the old 40-20 in the rugby league, Lukey?
Very close to it, Bobby. Yes, gaining valuable territory. Ball back into play. Thompson front spot, up against Tweedale. Young around the stoppage. Jayett, nicely done to Dan Sharrock. 25-metre kick out wide to McLernan, who started this game very well. James McLernan, short one to Dan Sharrock. Gee, they've got to mark him more closely. Here goes Dan. Inside ball. Look at that. To Jackson Clark. This is a sharp start.
From both sides, isn't it, Luke? But Dan Sharrock, he's absolutely doing what he wants at the stoppages, and he's the first one to break from stoppage, and he got the ball back there. And gee whiz, as a forward, you just lick your lips knowing that Dual Sharrock's got the footy and he's kicking it inside 50. And he was virtually unmarked, Jackson Clark. And he's one player that you cannot give any space on. This time of year, this fella comes to play big time.
One of the best players outside Metro footy. This guy, Jackson Clark, 35 out directly in front. Jackson pops it up and puts it straight through. So 19 playing 12. Maggie's up over the Doggies in the opening term. We're gone over 11 for NZ.
Yeah, the shootout doesn't faze Wodonga. As we've seen the last couple of times I've seen them play against Lavington, and also last week there was 20 goals kicked in the second half last week, so it doesn't seem to faze them. They just need to, they bide their time and stay patient, whereas Magpies, they look sharp, they look clean, they look like they're ready to go in September, don't they, Luke? They're all running on top of the ground. Sharrock looks good through the middle. The forward 50 looks dangerous. Yeah, you've got Tyson Young now moving into the middle, so it's just the hits just keep on coming with his superstar side.
That's the voice of Bob Jackson gearing up 1 week out from finals.
I'm pumped up, mate. Ready to go.
For Border Bandag. Pumped up like a Border Bandag tyre he is. Bob Jackson, Thompson. And then Young snavelled it though. Bounced it inside 50. Clark again. Turns around. Gets it on to Lockie Kennett. Oh, that's too easy. Lockie puts it through. The Pies get another one. Well, hang on. What's happened here?
A free kick.
Sky, did you pick up what happened there?
I didn't, sorry.
I think it
bit
might
of
have been a
confusion.
push on the goal line.
A little bit. Excuse me, have you got the cricket on in the background, Monty? He certainly has. This is unbelievable.
Dearie me.
When you go around the grounds, Bobby, they'll be ready to go. Don't you worry.
So Xavier Laverty gave away a free kick down in the goal square.
Oh, dearie me.
This one coming back to Tyson Young. 75 out, low driving kick. Look at that. A bullet into Lockie Kennett, and he'll get another crack at it.
How good is the field kicking by Wangaratta Magpies so far? If Dan Sherrick's not going to get you, Tyson Young will. That was absolutely laser beamed to Lockie Kennett, and he's going to get his second shot at goal inside a minute. And this one here won't be turned over. That was wowee. You've got to be careful where you turn the footy over against this Wangaratta Magpie side.
Lockie Kennett, 45 out, slight angle, club room's end. Puts it on the boot. It's a low trajectory kick. It's enough though. He's got this one. 25 plays 12. Maggie's lead over the Doggies thanks to Steerline.
On my little score sheet here, I had the goal jotted down for number 32 there about 30 seconds ago. So Lockie Kennett's done me a massive favour and kept my scorebook nice and neat and tidy. So we're off and running, and they're playing a great brand of footy, aren't they? They're good to watch. They move the ball fast, and this is all goes well for a fantastic game of footy here.
It's interesting, boys, that while that goal was being had, Wodonga Bulldogs coach Jack O'Sullivan has come to the bench. So perhaps a little bit of a questioning where they need to pick up the slack.
Sky Burgess, boundary side for the Newmarket. There's Tom O'Sullivan to Greenhill, and Ollie left foot to Colin Ainsworth, who takes the mark up against Oscar Roberts. They're on the far side of the ground, just forward of centre wing on the Ovens River side. Ollie wanted it back inside. Ainsworth goes down the line, turned over. So Waitai Tua with the footy. Young wants it short. Gus Jones picks him up. They go to Kennett. It's been lively in this opening term. So too is Dan Sharrock and James McCloonan for the Pies. They swing it back to Jet Roberts. Evans Street end to Young again. So 4-1 playing two straight. Pies up over the Doggies thanks to Steerline. We're gone 14.5 for NZ opening term. Oscar Roberts back on centre wing to Waitai Tua. Ainsworth comes in. Fists the ball out of bounds. We'll go to John Montgomery on the 40-week stats.
You could just see there a little bit more control from the Wangaratta Magpies, just trying to reduce the amount of clearances work. They're now currently 10-4 in their favour.
Great work, Joel. Joel with us, of course, joined us earlier on in the year and back today for a fantastic contest between these two proud clubs of the O&M. There goes Knowles. All wide. Ruben Burke takes the mark in front of the can bar. Norman's Oval. Short one. Oh, dangerous kick, but it comes off. Noel Bradshaw, safe hands in front of Lockie Kennett. And the Pies have got them pretty well stacked up here, Bobby.
Yeah, they've got this defensive structure set up here. They'll try and run it through here with hands.
Bradshaw goes straight up the corridor trying to pick off a dangerous kick. I don't mind it. It was daring, but there were no Doggies out the back. The sweeper was Stevens to Grossman to Knowles. And then Chris, long ball full, one-on-one, Young at the back. Laverty, well roved, off to Tilly, has a shot, does Aiden, wide, out to bounds on the full.
Yeah, just dangerous when the ball's turned over, aren't they? The turnover in numbers and the running waves from the Wangaratta Magpies is a concern for the Wodonga Bulldogs. They just make sure that they turn the ball over in the areas that they can defend from. So what that means is they need to get the ball in the most least dangerous place for them to be hurt on the turnover.
Greenhill went through his hands. Waitai Tua brought down by Ollie.
What a cool name.
Sky, much action down on the bench there for the Newmarket?
No, very quiet. We do just have Wodonga Bulldogs coach Jack O'Sullivan just heading back now after his little break. But other than that, all quiet.
Very good. Centre wing is where the action is on the far side. Bourdignon got it up to Dan Sharrock. He's been so good in the opening chapter. Ball out in front of Laverty. Joel, who's our leading possession getter for the Doggies?
Yeah, they're actually playing on each other. Matt Wilson and Jackson Clark have both had 5 each, and Chris Knowles has had 5 as well, doing a bit of ruck work and just taking out clearances.
Beautiful. What's standing out to you, Bobby, in the first term?
Oh, just the ease that the Wangaratta Magpies are moving the ball on turnover and also around stoppages. I think Wodonga are working really hard at stoppages to stop it, but...
Here's Clark breaking through. Has he got this one? Yep. He's got it all right. Right spot, right time, so often. That's Jackson Clark.
As I just mentioned, the stoppages, they've just broke away far too easy there, and that's a concern right now for Wodonga is the ease that they're moving through the stoppages. Out the front of stoppages is the massive concern. at the moment. They need to make sure that they either draw or even or at least win a couple here. They're getting absolutely belted around the ball.
Gee, they can get away quickly, Sky. 31 playing 12 here, Pies up.
Yeah, that's just a bit too easy. We saw this a little bit in the Wodonga Merc game last week.
Yeah.
Wodonga just got caught up in their game plan and their running game plan that they kind of like let down their defensive end a little bit. They just really need to tighten up that awareness.
Joel, the Maggies just swoop. Once the ball hits the ground in their forward 50, they pounce on it so quickly.
Yes, and they've already had 12 this quarter, so when it's coming inside that 50, it's going in very quick.
For 40 winks. And then the ball's going to be wrapped up on the other side of the ground, backward of centre wing, or to the left of centre wing on the other river side of the ground. So 5-1 playing 2 straight. This one coming to you live through 1494 2AY. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you may be. There's Jack O'Sullivan to Hudson Garoni trying to pick up the footy. Grossman goes in on hands and knees and sees it across the line.
Quickly, Ray White around the grounds, Luke, for the other game that we're keeping one eye on. Wangaratta Rovers have quickly got out of the blocks and 14-0 against Murford Saints at McNamara Reserve.
Very good. That one on the sister station, 102.1 Edge FM. Tweedale front spot. And Jack O'Sullivan wins the free kick. And we might have a 50 here. We do. What's happened here? Was there an encroachment on the mark? I think that may have been for lip, was it? Because it was paid by the umpire off the ball. That's interesting.
And Rooster Watch, he's off to a flyer with Lavington kicking 4 goals, and he's kicked one of them himself.
And Noel Spiteri with 1 here in the Doug Strang medal leaderboard race. There was a discrepancy of 3 coming in this afternoon. Jack O'Sullivan, in the meantime, has missed that. The body language wasn't good at all. So 31 plays 13. Pies up over the Doggies, thanks to Steerline.
Yeah, they're ones you've got to put away. You can't afford to any chance you get to put pressure on or take some pressure off yourself, you need to take it, and that was one miss there.
His White Tie Tour, as Bobby said, the best name in global sport.
I said the coolest name.
Okay, we're not going to say nationally, Bobby, we're going globally.
What about Zippy Fish, guys?
Who's Zippy Fish,
Zippy
Sky?
Fish, that's an AFLW player.
I'd like Zippy Fish.
Zippy Fish. I like that one. Here goes Chet Roberts, wants to pick one off in the corridor to Brad Melville. So good to see this guy back from a foot injury. So important to their lineup. Out wide to Tyson Young. Back flank. 25-metre kick. Up the line. Here's Oscar Roberts. So they're happy just to pick off the short game at the moment, Bobby, but I think that's because the Doggies are defending them pretty well. Here they go with the long one inside 50 now. Good mark from Thompson. That was nice.
Yeah, he showed some signs last week, didn't he, Luke? Once we started calling him Clancy of the overflow, we really started to stick his marks, and he's taken a couple of important ones here now.
Don't know about that hand pass, though. Clark, he'll get his 3rd. Or, not much on that. Couldn't get any air on the footy. Burke, nicely done to Jai Hymas. So the Doggies hold up in defence on this occasion.
Yeah, they're really set up well behind the footy at Wodonga. They weren't that last week. They were leaking like a sieve, but they just seem to be better set up today. They just need to organise around the stoppages, and they're back in this game.
Liam Andrews with possession for the Dogs. At the club room's end, long driving kick. Beautiful to Parker Fox. He came back into the maroon and white lineup this week. Off to Liam Andrews. Good run on the footy. Down towards half forward. Hudson Garoni. Beautiful in a 2-on-1 up against Grossman and Tweedale. Lays it off. Here's Cosmina for his 2nd game in the O&M. Puts it inside 50. Ellis under high pressure. Brought down. And the umpire elects to ball it up. So 25 out from goal, Evan Street ends.
Already we're seeing Hudson Garoni being positive around the footy. That's 2 contested marks already, so that's good signs and good confidence in his body coming back from a shoulder injury.
Gus Jones and Tweedale. Tweedale dishes it out wide to Ellis. And then Blake Jorgensen was after him. Smart to Stevens. Back out wide to Young. He's everywhere, Tyson Young. Down the line they go. Burke off hands. Clark front and centre. Burke wins it back for the Dogs. Nicely done. They get it off to Isaac O'Neill. Short ball to Jack O'Sullivan. Maroon and white on the move. That hand pass wasn't great. Parker, Isaac O'Neill had to go back and get it. Jack O'Sullivan brought down. Doggy still managing to get the ball forward, and Spiteri takes the mark.
Yeah, that was an opportunist mark there by Spiteri. He was out of position, but he got his hand in the right spot and gave himself a 2nd bite of the cherry. They're just hanging in there, aren't they? They're really starting to get a bit cleaner around the footy and starting to handle the ball a bit better in open play. But this, they need to take every opportunity they can get against this Wangaratta Magpies. They're purring at the moment.
So we saw Xavier Laverty at the club room's end put one through, a standard goal for him. This is basically standard for Noel Spiteri. Tight angle. He's missed that one from about 45 out to the Evans Street end. So 31 playing 14. Pies up over the Doggies at Norman's Oval. We'll go to you, Joel, thanks to 40 Wings.
Yeah, you really got to see the forwards from Wodonga with Spiteri and Hudson Garoni have already taken 3 marks inside 50 out of 7 inside 50s at the moment. So really got to work out getting into their hands.
Tyson Young playing back now, Bobby. He's everywhere, this guy.
Yeah, I think he's rotating through the middle.
Off to Stevens. Here goes Joel. Short ball. Nice to Clark. True centre half forward. Here they go, Wang. Wide to the pocket, this one, looking for McLuhan. Yep, edged out McKimmie. Too easy in the one-on-one.
Yeah, that was a perfectly weighted kick by Jackson Clark. He just kicked it to his back shoulder beautifully, and he protected the space well, McLuhan. He's been a massive find coming back in from the Alberton King, and he's playing a really good brand of footy. He's taking the pressure off Aidan Tilley and Xavier Laverty in that forward 50, and it enables him and Jackson Clark to roam a little bit freer.
A real nose for the ball inside 50, this guy. Great goal sense. Here he goes, James McLuhan. Shot on goal from 35 out. He liked it straight away. He gets another. Oh, yeah, he gets his second. Pies flying in the opening turn.
Yeah, just he's a good finisher, isn't he? I haven't seen him since the start of the season in real time, but geez, he moves in smart areas and he's a smart leader. Or when the ball's coming at him, and that was a good mark and finish.
Joel, they've kicked the last 4, the Pies.
Yeah, and Jackson Clark has been involved in most of those. He's had 2 goals himself, a goal assist there, and if it wasn't for a Laverty push in the back, it might have been 2 and 2. So they really need to try and put some defensive pressure on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Sky, what's the latest from downstairs?
Nothing going on down here, which is what you like to see this early on a game. You know, no injuries, no one's tweaked. It's just everyone's cruising through the rotations. But, God, Wang look clean, don't they? They look so confident and so clean. Yeah,
they do. They're playing magnificent footy. Jack O'Sullivan claimed in the middle by Barrett and Knowles, so we will have another stoppage.
They're just ticking the boxes, aren't they, with their structures and setup and ball movement. They look really professional.
They do. Here goes Wilson trying to break through. Nicely done to Thompson. Bradshaw got brought down. I thought he just got his handball away in the nick of time, Bobby.
Yeah, it looked that way, but umpire was only 3 or 4 metres away, so you got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Good point. Melville.
Thank you.
To Jayett. It's not often you're wrong, Bobby. To McLuhan. James is...
You're too good to me, Luke.
That's lovely, Bobby. The square up, and then down towards the forward flank. Tilly takes the mark. He's got a free man in Clark. That kick wasn't the best. Here comes Morrison charging out. He needs something on the rebound here, though. Barrett, it's going to be coming straight back in. Swings it out wide to Ellis. Here goes Fraser. Gee, they're peppering. Fraser, deep ball. Tweedale at the back, got up high. Play goes on. Hymus brought down by a nest of Maggies. And we will have a stoppage.
Geez, they're in tune, aren't they? They're all on the same page. Yeah, you can just see when they get the ball 60, 70 metres out from goal, they're all on tune and they all know where the ball's going.
Tweedale on the boot, puts it through. They get another, they get their 7th. They are razor sharp in the opening term, Sky Burgess.
They are, and you know what, like Wodonga's not having the worst game either. Like you can see they've worked on some things from last week. Obviously that defensive was a little bit loose at the start, but they're fixing those things. It's just Wang aren't doing anything wrong. You know, they're running with numbers, they've got their structures, it's very impressive to watch.
Yeah, they are impressive, Sky. You hit the nail right on the head. They're real clinical, they're all on the same page, they're all in sync. They're super dangerous inside that forward 50. There's just superstars everywhere in that forward 50, and Wodonga just need to weather the storm. You know, they weather the storm just as good as anybody, but they got to tighten up around that stoppages and start getting some wins there.
43 playing 14. 7-1 plays 2-2, thanks to Steel Eye. We're going 26.5 in the opening turn, thanks to NZ. Pies going forward again. Here's McKimmie, up high, try to handle it off. Andrews, he's claimed in a tackle. Bradshaw, he won't stop trying. Loops one over the top to Wilson. Down at his ankles. And he's brought down. Pies on the move again, going forward. Laverty, second stretch, tries to pick it up. Got pushed out of the contest. Play goes on. Mapleson, the Doggies pounce on him. And we will have a stoppage. Joel, impressive so far from the Pies.
Very impressive, very hot. Nearly 20 inside 50s for the quarter.
Gee whiz. Thanks to 40 Weeks. Joel Montgomery with us this afternoon. Mapleson got swung around by Greenhill. Oh, not much time. But as Bob Jackson said, the umpire right on the spot on this occasion as well.
Yeah, that looked like he had plenty of opportunity to get rid of the ball. I'm loving Squid's new wheels. He's rolling with a real iridescent orange. It's vote catching, isn't it, by young Squid?
Yeah, they're sunglasses stuff, aren't they? To Hymas, half-back. Here's Jai trying to get around McClurnan. Not easy to do. Gus Jones trying to get it to Tom O'Sullivan. Bordignon came in. Don't tell me they're going to get another. That one wide, bouncing, a minor score. 44 playing 14. By gee, that are on. The Doggies dearly need the next, Joel Montgomery.
Yeah, it's really starting to get out of control now. 30 points at this stage, but it's starting to get fearful.
Yeah, they're copping some body blows, aren't they? They need to land a few punches of their own here in this last little bit.
That's
they
a really
do.
good kick.
So Isaac O'Neill, true centre half back for the Doggies. Matt Wilson comes tearing off centre half back. They couldn't quite bring him down. Joel Stevens attempted to tackle him. Jet Cassidy, first time we've seen Jet, goes down towards half forward. Hudson Garoni takes the mark. He's very wide out on the forward flank, so he'd have to have a shot from 65 as the siren goes, Bobby.
Yeah, he's paying $1 to get the distance here.
Yeah, so 44 playing 14. Hudson's got it. Evans Street end. Just down in adjacent of the WB Richardson stand. It would take his best kick. It's one man you wouldn't put it beyond, though. Here he goes, Hudson. He's gone the torpy. And that one lands in the hands of Cam Barrett. So that brings quarter time in the first break at Normins Oval. And the Magpies are on. They are hot at the moment. They lead 44-14 over the Wodonga Bulldogs. This is O&M Live. And remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
Quarter time at Norman's Oval, and the Wang Magpies lead 7-2-44 over the Wodonga Bulldogs 2-2-14. The Maggies are playing very good football at the current time. It's now over to the Doggies to try and bounce back. Bob Jackson, that was impressive from the Maggies.
That was super impressive. They were a slick unit right from the first bounce, and Monty will take us through some stats in a minute, and there's a couple that really stick out to me, and the inside 50s and the centre clearance, the clearance work of both sides, and of particularly Wangaratta Magpies is outstanding, and Monty will hopefully back me up in a minute with his stats, but Wangaratta Magpies are so clean around the ground, they're clean at the stoppages, and when they go inside 50, they're getting numerous amount of opportunities inside 50. They're peppering the scoreboard. They've had 9 shots on goal to 4 at this point, and the game is really much in the balance right now for Wodonga Bulldogs. They need to really step it up and close down the stoppage work first and foremost.
Yeah, we'll go to Joel and get our leading possession getters for the opening turn. Joel, thanks to 40 Wings.
Yeah, we did talk about it earlier during the quarter that they were playing on each other for a little bit, which was Matty Wilson had 8 for Wodonga and Jackson Clark also had 8. But in that time frame, probably some defensive work might need to be a bit taken on to, whether it be Matty or someone else take that responsibility, because in that time he's kicked 2 goals and a couple set up a few as well. So Brad Melville also had 4. Chris Knowles is showing what the impact of a good ruckman is. He's had 5 himself, but in that time frame with his ruck work, they've had 16 clearances out of that. So
very good. Yeah, wow. Rightio, we'll go down to Sky Burgess. I think Sky was at the Bulldogs huddle. Sky, what did you get for us thanks to the new marketing?
Yeah, I was at the Bulldogs huddle. Obviously a little bit of frustration from coaching staff. They just addressed a few things, trying to tighten up that defence, that second and third layer of defence, and then trying to just keep composure. They feel like they're kicking to a 1v3 all the time. Just take your time. They're so used to playing a running game. Take your time, take some composure, and look for that outplayer that you have.
Great work, Sky. Bobby, if you had to give our Hotondo Holmes quarters best to one player, who would it be?
Dill Sharrock, outstanding. Every time he gets the footy, he looked dangerous, particularly stoppages and around the ground.
Very good. Second term is for Avis Aubrey, 44 playing 14, Pies up over the Doggies. Bradshaw being held. He'll take the footy, Noah. He's had a wonderful season, Bobby.
He has. I just had a bit of a peek over Monty's shoulders. Inside 50s were 19-7 in that first quarter, and the clearance work was 16-7. So nearly.
Ainsworth going forward for the Doggies, bouncing ball. Grossman came out, smart after it now. Here goes Harry, pressured out in the pocket.
Those numbers are really damaging in favour of Wangaratta Magpies, Monty.
Yeah, correct. It's 19 inside 50s to 7, and as we said, 16 clearances to 7 in that first quarter.
Very good. Ball back into play in the pocket. Clubroom's end. Jack O'Sullivan pinched it at ground level. Clark on the boot, tumbles it, tries to get it out of defensive 50. McKimmie, Harry, handballs to Tom O'Sullivan. Maggie's had him momentarily. McKimmie goes for home from the pocket.
That's a goal.
It's from the flank, inside 50. He's got it. Oh, wow. That's a gem of a goal. That's a Sunjan goal of the day. A beauty.
Certainly is a Sunjan goal of the day. That was similar to the goal he kicked last week. Was a running goal from outside 50, but in the middle of the ground, and that was a sensational goal last week. But this was on the junction of the 50 and the bound. What a great call too. We had a perfect view. We just saw it float through, but they needed the first one. They need it. They need the second and the third. They need to lay some punches early. They don't want to jab. They need some big knockout blows these first little couple of minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, so prior to that, the Pies had kicked the last 5. So that's exactly the way they needed to start the quarter, Joel.
Yeah, they've had the 2 inside 50s to none, so they started to get a little bit of ball early, inside 50, and then got rewarded with a goal.
Great goal to Harry McKimmie. Jack O'Sullivan. He's been caught holding the footy. Yeah, I almost agree with Jack. It could have been caught high. Dan Sharrock. And then Clark sends it forward for the Pies inside 50. Evan Street end. Ruben Burke went back. Hymas is there with Laverty. Ball out of bounds. 35 around from goal. Evan Street end.
I see bought a Bandagger jump on again this week. Lukey, I went around seeing Segsy during the week and he decked me up with a new pair of wheels for my car. So he's looking after me inside and outside the game, mate.
Jono Segler.
Yeah, big Segsy. Good man, Segsy.
Former Geelong Cat and Hawthorn Hawk.
And Collingwood Magpie.
Collingwood Magpie. There's Young on the boot. Sends it forward. Morrison came charging out from the fullback position for the Dogs. Here's Joel Stevens. Finds someone in Ellis. Fraser spears it back in. Mark is taken by Matt Wilson. So the Dogs were under a stack of pressure in the opening term in their defensive 50. Right now, that's a wobbly ball from Matt. Laverty picks it up, punches it over his head. Mapleson puts it through, does he? No. Wilson getting back in the nick of time. It's going to be given a goal. Umpire gives it 4 points. Yeah, so Matt Wilson, that kick wasn't like him, coming from the fullback position. Back over his head for a goal.
Important touch there. Xavier Laverty did really well. He kept the ball alive, punched the ball back inside. Horrible kick by Matty Wilson. He'd love his time over again. Just a bit of a mongrel punt there and interception in the wrong part of the ground and a sensational finish. Absolutely good finish.
Just shows the culture of Wodonga Bulldogs, though, guys. All 3 other defenders have gotten around Matty Wilson after that and just given him a little high five, said, don't worry, bud. So that's a really good culture.
Good point, Sky. Joel, what's your best at the moment, thanks to 40 Wings?
My best is Matty Wilson until that goal was good, but Jackson Clark has been pretty phenomenal, setting up some goals too, and has another clearance on his record right about
now. Here he goes, Jackson, and he sends it back inside 50. Isaac O'Neill about to pick up the footy, and he does so. Tries to drive it out, smothered by Young. O'Neill goes again to Morrison. Charlie on the boot, drives it down the Ovens River side through the hands of Jayat. Here's Jet Roberts coming away for the Pies. On to Clark, shifts it by hand to Ellis. 25-metre kick up the line to Young. There's 65 from home. Pops it up inside 50. Look at that. Absolutely perfectly placed to the run of Xavier Laverty.
There's two Wangaratta Magpies players there right in the box seat to mark it. Laverty was one and also McLuhan. So they both know exactly where the ball's going once they get the ball outside 50, out wide. Both of those players were standing in the hot spot and they look clinical moving forward, don't they? They look really well organised. The forwards know where to lead.
Yeah, they're so predictable to each other. They set up so well. Their spacing's great, the stoppages. Xavier Laverty puts it through. They get their ninth. 56 plays 20. On the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard, we're going over 5 in the second term, thanks to WNZ.
Yeah, they're looking clinical. He's an enigmatic player, isn't he, Xavier Laverty? But gee whiz, he's good to watch, and he's a beautiful kick at goal. So he's a super dangerous player in that forward 50, and they've got superstars everywhere. Tilly, Laverty, Clark, Young when he floats down there, McLuhan. Gee whiz, they're packed down there.
What's the latest report from down there, Sky?
Not much new, Lukey. It's very, very calm down here at the moment.
Well, that's what we want to hear, Sky Burgess. No injuries, a week out, 7 days from the finals. Knowles and Thompson. Noah Bradshaw to Jack O'Sullivan to Wilson. Here goes Matt, left foot, inside 50, Spiteri front spot. Oh, he marked it. That was a mercurial mark.
Yeah, that was a mark, no doubt about that at all.
Up against Harry Smart. I think you kept him to 1 goal or goalless earlier on in the year.
Yeah, well, Spitters looked dangerous early. Every time he's gone into the footy, he's either marked it. He's taken probably 3 marks. Is that right, Monty?
Yes, this is his 3rd mark inside 50.
Yeah, so he's been dangerous, and he was very much down last week and unspitter like last week, and he ended up getting moved onto the ball to get some touches late in the game, but he's really started really well this week.
So the Pies have kicked 7 of the last 8 goals. Noel Spitteri's got 1. This would make it 2. Gee, they need it. Oh, marked on the line. Well done by Gus Jones. And it's been paid.
He showed some signs last week, didn't he, Luke?
Well done by Gus, and he puts it through for the Dogs.
He showed some really good signs last week, took some marks around the ground and some marks inside 50. So he's a player that can pop up and hurt you outside Garoni and Spiteri. So I think the Wodonga Bulldogs show a lot of faith in this guy, and I think he's got some positives, upsides going forward.
Tell you what I'm liking, Joel Montgomery, is the amount of goals we got in this game. We want finals like this, don't we?
Well, I was a bit surprised of how many inside 50s I was looking at before, and I thought, actually, there's been a lot of goals going on, so it probably is true. What I'd also do like is Matty Wilson has now moved into the midfield, so getting him in front of centre for having shots on target, or getting shots on target by his composure.
Second chapter for Avis Aubrey. 9-2 plays 4-2. 56 plays 26. Pies up over the Dogs. Evans Street end now. Burke came off his feet. Morrison to Jack O'Sullivan, who's trying his heart out. That turned over though. Joel Stevens trying to break clear. And then Morrison came charging through. Parker Fox got a hand to that. Free kick given for holding. Noel Bradshaw again to take possession for the maroon and white. I must say, not much footy has been played on this broadcast side. Well, that's what it feels like, Bobby.
Yeah, the old Bushnells are getting a workout today, aren't they, Lukey? I'm glad I bought a pair.
It's a great idea, Bob Jackson. Here's Matt Wilson going up the corridor, and he delivers inside 50. Hudson Garoni front spot. Yes, he will win it for over the shoulder against Grossman.
Just adds an extra dynamic to the side for the Wodonga Bulldogs, doesn't he, Garoni? He just gives them a little bit more potency moving forward, a bit more for the opposition to think about.
So great to see him back. He'll be better for the run no matter what happens today. Following this, Bobby, we might go around the grounds for Ray White Wodonga and just see what's happening up at the McNamara Reserve at least. Here's Hudson from 55. It's a high ball. It's going to drop in the goal square. Play goes on and then barreled out by Bordignon. Long ball. Sharrock sits out the back. Good mark from Tweedale. So Tweedale with the footy at the moment. And Josh handballs off to the running Angus Jayat. Up towards half forward. Laverty got free. Nearly took the mark out the back. Greenhill takes it in to Harry McKimmie. Laverty wins it back. Gets it onto McClurnan. Centering kick. Look at that. Into Jackson Clark. Gee, that's good football.
That's good team football, isn't it? Yeah, McClernand's kicked 30-plus goals for the season. For him to look inboard, that's just unselfish and team-orientated football. And gee whiz, they're playing a really good brand of football here, and they're going to be really hard to stop moving forward if this is what they're going to chip up for the next 3 or 4 weeks. This bloke's leading from the front. He's just finding space inside that middle corridor, and that was just easy for James McClurnan.
Margin currently at 30. This to take it back out to 6 goals. Jackson Clark, 35 out, directly in front. Evans Street end. A man like this doesn't miss too many of these. That one he has sprayed. So that one's through for a minor score. So 57 playing 26 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. We'll go back to Joel Montgomery for 40 winks.
Jackson is running a bit hot, even though he did miss that one there. It's his 5th disposal for the quarter.
Unreal. Here's Cooper Garoni going after the footy. As we go back down to Sky Burgess for the Newmarket Hotel.
I tell you what I did notice at quarter time, boys, and I haven't seen this happen very often. Matty Wilson from Wodonga had pickle juice at quarter time. Is that an early pull on the old pickle juice?
Staying on top of the cramping anyway, Sky. Front foot. Here's Melville getting a handball away. McClurnan, gee, he's been involved. Hayden, Ainsworth goes in, try to scoop up the footy. Melville at the bottom. Umpire to take it. Now, Bobby, we'll just wait for a bigger break in play here because we've got a ball up inside 50 and then we will go around the grounds. Looking forward to that. 57 playing 26 though at Norman's Oval. Wang up over Wodonga. Another stoppage. No. Ball sneaks out. Whiteside to it. Claimed. And taken in by Cosmina. Yep, we'll go up to the hills.
We'll go up to the hills where Wangaratta Rovers are 13 points in front of Myrtleford.
Very good. McClurnan. And then Thompson breaks clear for the Dogs. O'Sullivan, I think he marked that. Well done by Tom. True centre half back and lays it off to Ainsworth. Here goes Cohen. He's had one bounce, now 2. Looking to hand pass off. Inside ball. Parker Fox turns around. Didn't have an option. Now he does to Morrison, who's pushed up from full back. Tom O'Sullivan to Matt Wilson. Claimed in a tackle. And the umpire said legging. So he was pretty lucky in the end, Matt.
I think you're right there, Luke. I would have been happy just to play on there, but the free kick was there. But, very fortunate. Matty needs to put this through for the Wodonga Bulldogs to stay relevant here. This is it's a high-scoring game, but there's no point being only one side doing all the scoring.
Yeah, margin at 31. This to bring it back to 25. From 52 or 3 metres, got the distance through for a minor score. 57 playing 27 now, back to 30 points on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Ellis takes the footy in the back pocket for the Pies to Melville. Joel, inside 50s now, thanks to 40 West.
Inside 50s now, 5-5, so it's 5 apiece, so they're squared up a little bit here.
In the second term, to Smart. So D50 for the Pies. Joel Montgomery, Bob Jackson, Sky Burgess and Luke Francis with you at Normins through 14.94 to AY. This is O&M Live, round 18 in the O&M. A week out from when it just goes to a whole another level. On the outer side, here's Oscar Roberts, Ovens River side, left foot, floats a ball into Clark, who's been superb. Sweeping hand pass to Tweedale. Tries to take them on, he's in trouble, Josh, got swung around, and he's caught holding the footy.
Just a little bit of Rooster watch while we're going, Luke. He's kicked the 3 goals against Wodonga Raiders at the moment, the big Rooster, so he stretches his lead in the Doug Strang medal.
Yeah, Niles Pacheri with 1 here.
Oh, Lord.
And out on the full. That's sloppy from the Dogs. So the Pies will get it through Aidan Tilley. He's 40 around from goal, Evans Street and broadcast side. Now the Dogs have really stacked up the 50 here. Aidan's looking towards the sticks. He's going to have a shot, is he? That one to the pocket, Clark, and then over the line for 1 minor score. 58 playing 27. 9-4-58 plays 4-3-27. Wang with the lead over the Doggies here on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Was that a disgusting moan by you, Sky Burgess, down the boundary line?
I wouldn't say disgusting. I'd say disappointed.
What in Sky Burgess?
Oh, I just the kick went out on the full. I think Bobby heard me be a little bit. You just feel for him a little bit, you know.
Dearie me.
Here goes Ainsworth now, driving kick inside 50. Spiteri knocked out the back. Cooper Garoni lost his footing. Goes again, picks it up. Maggie swoop on him, and he's claimed in a tackle. What do you think, Bobby, of this second turn? The Doggies, well, they're having a dip, but they just can't put a score on the board.
Yeah, they're getting smashed at the clearances. Absolutely murdered at the clearances. They need to sort that out quick, smart.
Noah tried to get Cooper Garoni off the side of his boot. Jet Roberts swung around. Borden-Yong, long ball out of defence. Climbing over the top, Laverty. Stevens came in. Ball at bootlace level. Laverty goes again. So they're working on the far side of the ground, and the man in the green will call it now, and he'll ball it up.
I will just say, Bobby J, Jack O'Sullivan is down here on the bench discussing the midfield, exactly what you've just mentioned. So he is hopefully coming up with some move.
Here goes Noel Bradshaw, inside 50. He swings it back to the hot spot. Grossman fronts ball. Ball came out the front. Chet Roberts. Ellis goes in. Here's Blake Jorgensen tearing after the footy. Ainsworth, left foot. Pot shot on goal. That's what they needed. Exactly what they needed. And the Doggies get back.
Just the reaction from teammates and supporters. I think they notice the effort and the energy that they're putting in. They just need a little bit of reward. And the forward line pressure there. Hudson Garoni actually brought the ball to ground and really created a second opportunity. And getting on the left side of a left footer, they're all dangerous, and that was a prodigious kick of the footy, so that was a good finish, much needed. They need to land a couple more punches before half-time.
So that's the first time, Joel, they've kicked back-to-back goals, the Doggies.
Yeah, and we've talked about with the shift of Matty Wilson, who's just gone off the ground into the midfield, and he got that clearance that got that inside 50. Yes, it came out towards the end before Noah Bradshaw kicked the goal, but his run and carry has been creative. He's had 6 disposals for this quarter, Matty.
Loving the scoring here at Normins. So 9 goals to the Pies, 5 to the Doggies, 58 plays, 33.
Another inside, another easy clearance, easy inside 50, Luke Francis. This is frustrating. It has to be frustrating from the coach's box for Wodonga. The ease that they're getting out of the centre, the ease that they're giving this superstar forward line opportunities to score. And Luke, if you're happy with 14 goals, we could end up with 44 goals today, the way that the ball's moving inside 50.
No, you're right, Bobby. Jared Twitt would be so disappointed in how easily it is, or how easy it is to score against the Doggies at the moment. So here goes Tilly. He get another one. Yep. Oh, they're on. They are really on today, the Pies. How about that? So 64 now plays 33 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. They lead.
It'd be an interesting stat to see what the scores are from clearances. I wish we had the live scoring, live stats app up at the moment where we could just identify exactly where these scores are coming from. And you're doing the stats today, Monty. What's your gut feel? Is it from centre clearance stoppages and stoppages around the ground where they're just doing it at ease?
Yeah, we've seen Knowles' been quite dominant in the tap work there, and you can just see it was inside 50, and some of those goals have actually just been poor turnovers from the defence and just giving it straight back to Wangaratta after doing a lot of good defensive work. Like that one, a cheap free kick. There's been a few out in the full. All those kind of things are really going against themselves today.
Avis Aubrey brings you the second term. Great sponsors of O&M Live. Parker Fox out wide to Jet Cassidy. Here goes Jet, and he winds it up and he sends it in. They get an entry deep to the pocket. Smart going back front spot in front of Hudson Garoni. It's a ball gone out of bounds. The umpire calls it now. So it looks like it's just in the field of play, so we will have a ball up over there. So the umpire just working out the nominations will be Chris Knowles and Gus Jones. Knowles got rid of Jones. Young picks it up. Out wide he goes to Ellis. Fraser Ellis dribbles it along the line and they gain about 25 metres. A smart kick in the end.
Just a quick one, Luke. What's your thought on possible introducing the out-of-bounds rule that the AFL are relying with, like last touch? Because we see a lot of deliberate stuff going on, don't we?
Yeah, Bobby, I just don't know, and I say this with all due respect. We've got a lot of junior umpires doing the boundary in the O&M, so I don't know if they need that sort of pressure at this stage in their umpiring careers. We'll get your opinion shortly. Here goes Jayat, breaking away Angus, low ball inside 50, so a wasted entry on that occasion. Burke, this way to Hymas, then left foot, down the line. Nice to Tom O'Sullivan. This is better. Over the top. Now Parker Fox has got to go at this. Picks it up now. Isaac Cassidy ducking around. He's gone, is he? Yep. Did a 360. Here's Kennett. Short ball to Stevens. True centre wing inside to Melville. They're on the move again, the Maggies. Inside 50. Oh, look at that. To Laverty. Got rid of Hymas. They are playing slick footy.
They are, and to Xavier Laverty's credit, he looks like a totally different player than the last time I seen him play. He looks really mature. He looks like he's got that a little bit of polish that he's getting from down at Collingwood. Like he looks like he's rounding his game nicely. He's playing quite a good game of footy today, Xavier.
64 playing 33. Xavier Laverty with the ball. 45-degree angle. Or a little worse. Evans Street end, that one coming back beautifully. Picture perfect for the Pies. 70 plays 33 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. They lead the Doggies.
Yeah, real concern for me how easy Squid Melville was just running through the middle of the ground there, unopposed, and then he basically just had to put it to Xavier Laverty's advantage, and he did the rest. Quality player, Squid Melville, has been for a long period of time. We just want to see a good run of health and fitness, and we're going to see the best of him again.
So Xavier Laverty picks up his second. What's standing out for you, Joel, thanks to 40 weeks?
Well, just stuff like that with the good body work by Xavier Laverty there, but also earlier when they had a shot at goal, he got a ball off the deck, handballed out, ran and gave a shepherd. So, like you said, Bobby, really rounding out his game well.
Roberts, that was Jet to half forward. Here they come again. Clark, sweeping hand pass to Stevens. 55 from home, swings it back, looking for Young. Nearly marked it. Sharrock, gee, that was a smart tap to the advantage. Oh, high tackle applied on Tilly. And they'll have another shot from 20 out. It's on here in the goal square. Look, it was a free kick, nothing more than that. And players coming in, though, they're happy to go on with it. Bobby?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a Wilson clipped Nui around the neck there. I think there might have been a bit more than just the high shot. Obviously, the reactions of the Wangaratta Magpies seem to think the same. So
in the meantime, Tilly slammed it through for a goal.
Was Aiden Tilly, was it?
Yeah, they get their 12th. 76 playing 33. They're getting away here, Joel. They threatened to blow this game to smithereens, really.
Yeah, they did for the first 10 minutes of the quarter, had a really good even clearance and inside 50 camp, and now it's starting to break away a little bit more with 8 clearances, 4 in the last couple of minutes to the Wang Magpies.
Yeah. And Sky, it's a goal-kicking avalanche at the moment.
It is. The doggies just really need to tighten up. There's not much accountability, or, if they're needing help, the other players need to get into the defensive 50 and help them out, get that work rate and work up and down.
Melville front spot. Mapleson tried to get it to Melville. McKimmie came in, sweeps it out the back to Burke, by foot to Cosmina. So Finn takes the mark, playing his second game of O&M footy. Debuted last week versus Melderford. Short ball, so they're looking to switch the footy to McKimmie. Long one out to the Ovens River side. Greenhill was pinched away from him. Good decision from the umpire. Mapleson took it out of his hands. Greenhill, up the line he goes to Isaac Cassidy. True half back. 76 playing 33. Pies up on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard over the maroon and white. Round 18 of the O&M. Parker Fox down low. Burke receives it. Handballs out the side. Ellis had a chance to pick it up for the Pies to Roberts. Off they go to Jayat. Angus has a bounce. Went without it in the end. Isaac Cassidy came in. Legged. So Jayat got let off the hook. Won it back for his Pies. He's going to come to the corridor to Dan Sharrock. To Waitai Tour. They're working the footy towards the broadcast side. To half forward, Clark. And just got rid of young Cosmina. Here goes Jackson. Does the unselfish thing. Hooks it back to the top of the goal square. And McLernan takes the mark.
Just a class act, Jackson Clark, isn't he? Just a man versus a boy, really, and just nudged him out from underneath the ball. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he's a superstar. Particularly this time of year, Jackson Clark's last 6 or 7 weeks last year was top notch, and he's leading his side to a really healthy September.
James McLernan's got a double, that for 3, and that takes his count to 33 for the year.
He's been outstanding, McLernan. They're filling their boots at the moment, Luke. Everybody's lining up to kick goals. McLernan's kicked the 3. Tilly's kicked 2, Lavity's kicked 3, Clark's kicked 2. All the superstars are coming to play today, and they can see themselves filling their boots. And it's a great visual, all these goals. But really, it's all it is a concern for Wodonga, and their centre work is just appalling at the moment. It's non-existent. It's putting their back six under enormous pressure. There needs to be some sort of accountability or defensive work inside that square.
How are those clearances looking, Joel?
And again,
10-5 as we speak, as one more clearance will happen some way here, Lukey.
Yeah, Sullivan over the footy, so he's been pinged for it. He's not happy, but I think that was fair. Sharrock out wide to half forward, Oscar Roberts. And you guessed it, Pies on the move again, inside 50, Tweedale, got one hand to it, goes after it again, Josh. One way, back the other, ball rolling towards the chalk. So 13-4-82, plays 5-3-33. 82 plays 33. Wangaratta up over the Wodonga Bulldogs and the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're gone 24.5 here in the second term for NZ. Inside 50, Evans Street end. The umpire's going to get a second crack at this. Young boundary umpire. So he's about to hurl it back into the field of play. Does that now. Tweedale got it down. Ellis came rolling through. Tackle applied on Burke from Hayden. Man in green to take possession. On a nice Saturday afternoon in August. Under 2 weeks left of winter. As we head into the spring. Of course, the good horses coming back. We've got the Wink Stakes on today in Sydney. And that'll be Autumn Glow up against She's an Alibi. What a race that's going to be, Bob Jackson. I know you're pumped for that.
Yeah, I'm an Autumn man. I'm a firm believer that horse is one of the best in the country.
Yeah, I agree. Two of the best, and they're going to do battle in Sydney. Now, we've got a stoppage again now. Looks like Tweedale's getting up very slowly here, Sky.
I think he just got a hand to the face in that original ball up.
We go again. Oh, gee, got up quick. He got up real quick. And then he went straight at Thompson, and the free kicks give it away. So he wasn't real happy with that. Now the ball's found itself out on the flank. Ovens Riverside. It's in possession with Angus Jayat. Here he goes, inboard to Ellis, who had to hold his ground. Did well in the end, got it on the boot. Look at that, to Kennett. That was fortuitous.
Just being predictable to their teammates. That's as simple as that is, Luke. That's coaching 101. What you want to do as a coach is make sure that all your team's on the same page. knowing what's going to happen in almost every single situation that your club's going to be in. And being front when there's a loose ball on the ground, he's 101 forward work, and he was in front here, Kennett, and his opportunity to fill his boots here.
Lockie Kennett kicked the goal in the opening term. That one sailing for home. That's a wonderful kick. A Sunshine goal of the day from Lockie Kennett. He gets a double. 88 playing 33. Pies up over the Dogs on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
That's 5 in a row, my count, Luke. And I'm running out of ink and I'm running out of paper.
I've got 4 in a row. Bobby?
4 in a row? Okay, well, whatever it is, it's more than what Wodonga's kicking at the moment, and the Magpies are just doing whatever they want at will.
Yeah, they are.
And you can see the man who was standing on the mark there was Matty Wilson, and he hasn't had the best day when he's been down back. It's more when he's been pushing up on the ground, and when they were matching for inside 50s and centre clearances at the start of the quarter, he was on ball. So it is interesting, when he came back on ground, he's gone back to half back.
Joel Montgomery for 40 weeks, Bob Jackson for Border Bandag, and Sky Burgess for the Newmarket boundary side. Tilly got a hand to it. Evans Street end. Wilson over the top of him. Tilly gets up on his feet. Hayden delivers to Melville. McLernan, he'll get another here. Oh, it's hit the post. It's hit the post. So you heard the sigh of the crowd. 89 playing 33. 14-5 plays 5-3. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. We're in the second term at Normins on 14.94 2AY. O&M Live. Ball outside 50 now. Sharrock got spun around. Inside border Stevens. They're coming again, the Maggies, into the pocket. Look at this. My goodness, to Josh Tweedale. They are so good.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're playing really good footy at the moment. And I've just had a quick look at my book, Lukey, and I'm pretty sure this is 6 on the trot. This is going for 6 on the trot. They've really opened up the Wodonga midfield and in turn put the defensive unit under pressure, and they just can't handle the pressure that's coming their way.
Yeah, they're flag favourites at the moment, and if they play footy like this in the finals, they're going to be terribly hard to beat for this year's Cup. Tweedale puts through another. They get their 15th. 95 plays 33 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. The Maggies lead over the Doggies.
Gee whiz, our sponsors are getting a real workout today, aren't they, Lukey, with the scoreboard just ticking over. It's almost as quick as the wickets up in far north Queensland, Monty, and the Magpies are irrepressible, but on the flip side, the Wodonga Bulldogs, they'd be really disappointed with the way they've just fallen away from their structures and really not sticking to the fight that's required to play against these really good sides. You know, we're getting to a point now where, you know, what do they do for next week? We're there already, Luke.
Yeah, the Pies are playing that good of footy. They're making the Dogs look like a bottom 5 team, Bobby, not a top 5 team.
Yeah, if they're not careful, they're going to get 100+ hiding here 1 week out from finals.
We might go around the grounds for Ray White Wodonga, Bobby, and just see what's happening. We'll get that shortly. Bradshaw brought down. What's going on at the McNamara Reserve between the Saints and the Rovers?
The McNamara Reserve is starting to be similar to this. It's a 34-point lead to the Wangaratta Rovers.
Wow. Okay, so they're making a statement at the moment as Hudson Garoni takes the mark, and basically a duplication of what happened at the first break. So Hudson was taking a shot from 55 out to the Evans Street end. And on the second break, half-time, he's going to be having a shot from 55 out at the clubroom's end, on the opposite side of the ground. So Hudson...
This is for 21 goals in a half, Luke.
Yeah, it's crazy, Bobby. I tell you what, it's great viewing. Being a neutral supporter, though, here on O&M Live. Here's Hudson. Pops it up, that one wide. Out to bounds on the full. So things aren't going the Doggies' way at the moment. It has been the Magpies in the first half at their absolute best. And at the long break, they lead 15-5-95 to Wodonga's 5-4-34. The halftime show coming up for Elders Rural. Joel Montgomery, Bob Jackson, Sky Burgess and Luke Francis with you. This is O&M Live. And remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Yes, welcome back to the Norman's Oval here at Wangaratta, and we have the halftime show brought to you by Ray White Rural, and I've got Sky Burgess joining me along with Joel Montgomery. After what we've just witnessed is an absolute goal fest here in the first half, where Wangaratta Magpies lead 5-15-95 to 5-4-34 over the Wodonga Bulldogs in what is an absolute masterclass in forward work and forward craft, and the Wangaratta Magpies are definitely tuning themselves up for finals football, and they look very much the team to beat as far as we're concerned here in the commentary box. They look very, very polished, and Sky, I can't help but think that Wodonga's going to have to go back to the drawing board somewhat before this blows out into a really embarrassing tune-up for their finals campaign.
Yeah, there certainly seems to be, obviously things not going their way. Wang are kind of looking like a hard team to take on anyway, but there seems to be a bit of frustration in the Wodonga camp, like seeing it from the coaching staff, just seeing a few players out there that are not quite looking themselves, I don't think. So an off day, they really need to use this halftime to reset.
But on the flip side, Joel, the Wangaratta Magpies, well, they could not ask for a better preparation leading into a finals campaign where, you know, the expectation is for them to really push the Wangaratta Rovers. Well, for mine, that's catch me if you can. If they keep playing this brand of football, they really come to play today. They're structured, they're well organised, their forward play is outstanding, and all the superstars are getting amongst it.
That's right. They really do look like a side that know that if they really put this game to bed, that they get that rest next week. So there was no resting of players, nothing really where you go, oh, are they waiting on to see how the results go? They were putting their foot down from the get-go. There was probably a 10-minute patch where Wodonga in that second quarter were matching it with them, but it was already 5-goal margin there. And then after that, Wangaratta really put that foot down. You got guys like Jackson Clark just stamping his authority on the game. He's had 16 himself, set up probably 2 or 3 goals, and he's kicked. You know, I think he's had 4 or 5 shots on goal. He's been a little bit inaccurate. He's still kicked a couple. So it's basically looking like boys versus men at the moment.
You've actually hit the nail on the head. For 40 winks, I think we don't have to be rocket scientists to work out where the stats are really, really hurting or really standing out. I dare say it's the clearance work and inside 50s are the two stats that stand out.
Yeah. So first quarter was 16-7 inside 50s and then 11-7. So that, like I said, Wodonga started well and it was about 5-5, but then from there was only 2-6 in the second half of that quarter, or last 15 minutes, and that's clearances, that is. And inside 50s was 19-7 in the first quarter, and then 15-9 in that quarter. So Magpies are trying to break records today, the way they're travelling, and it's not even just the manner of those aspects; it's how they're getting those clearances. They're not just little bomb and hopes and see how you go, or inside 50 that's 49 out. There's been 3 or 4 times that Wodonga have had a set shot from 49 out and haven't even made the distance, whereas Wangaratta are getting it in deeper. They get it around the 55 mark and then they're going to the square, and that's where they got 5 marks inside 50 that quarter.
Well, they kicked 6 goals in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Wangaratta Magpies, and they were pretty much, it was like a training run there with, you know, midfielders just lining up to touch the football through the middle. And I can't help but think, and you stressed a few times there, Sky, through that quarter, that defensively they're just not there today at the moment, Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, I get you come into a game wanting to play your own game plan, but when it's blowing out this much, they just need to tighten up defensively. Like, Wang are running in complete numbers. Like, the amount of times you look up and you're like, I don't know how there are that many spare Wang players. Like, playing at this level of footy, just be accountable, or at least play, if that's not working for you, then roll people up and play a team defence. They need to do something to, like, you can't be blowing this far out a week out of finals when you're playing in the finals. It's just not going to be a good mental space for Wodonga to go into next week.
So you feel as though through the middle of the ground, and we're all sort of seem to be pointing the finger at the midfield and the forwards, not pushing back to help out their back six and putting them under extreme pressure?
They're under siege at the moment, the back six, and I'm not saying they're doing a perfect job either, but it's just like, yeah, it's just the numbers of free Wang players at the moment, it shouldn't be happening. They're just like anyone's choice of who's getting the goals at the moment.
For 40 winks, Monty, can you just go through the individual stat leaders that you've got on your sheet there, please?
Yeah, we have Jackson Clark, he's had 16, Brad Melville has had 10, Joel Stevens 10, and Chrissy Knowles on top of probably about 50 hit-outs. He's had 9 disposals himself. Yeah. Charlie Morrison's a name that's been probably a little bit disappointing. I gave him a pump-up as the number 1 intercept marker in the competition before the game. He's only had the 5 touches, and we haven't called his name a lot today. Tommy O'Sullivan was a bit quieter in that first quarter. He's ended up with 10 for the half, so that second quarter he started to get a little bit more hands-on ball. Matty Wilson has had 14 for the half, but as we talked about, some of those ones from half back, they were pretty ordinary disposals. They're not Matty Wilson-like, but when he was getting from up onto the wing, driving forward, getting 60, 70 metre clearances by running 20, kicking at 50, he was looking much more efficient that way.
And dangerous.
And I think he had a shot himself, which I think he was a bit worried about, and set up a few other shots at goal. So Noah Bradshaw has had 8, and Ainsworth had 4 that quarter and built himself to 7 in the half. I'll
quickly go through the goal kickers for both sides for 40 winks. We've got Xavier Laverty with the 3, James McCloonan also with the 3, doubles to Josh Tweedale, Lockie Kennett, and also Jackson Clark with singles to Jack Mapleson. And for Wodonga Bulldogs, all single scorers in Tom O'Sullivan, Harry McKimmie, Cohen Ainsworth, Gus Jones, and Noah Spiteri. For the halftime show for Elders Rural. We'll go around the ground for Ray White, Wodonga. Sky Burgess, can you hit us with a few scores around the region, please?
I can. So we've got North taking a decent lead out in front of Corowa, so it's 23-46 there. We've got up at McNamara Reserve, Rovers have gotten a little handy lead on Melderford still, 55-21. And then Albury are on top of Yarrawonga, 39-27 to Yarrawonga's 15-11. And obviously Love is well out in front of Raiders, 9-3-57 to 3-1-19.
We've just got an AFL score that's popped up for me, Monty, that's just might interest a few people out there. At three-quarter time, Carlton at 12-8-80 in front of the Fremantle Dockers, 8-10-58. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm pretty sure the people at AFL headquarters would be more than happy for this result to come through, Monty, because that means it'll be a Carlton-Collingwood game, I'm dare say, next Friday night at the G, and I don't think you could fit enough people in that joint to watch those two teams go around, particularly in a knockout final on a Friday night. What is your... it's a Montgomery thing. What's your prediction for a crowd to be there, my friend?
I think if it is Collingwood versus Carlton, it's going to be 95. I'm calling it. I went to a couple of Collingwood finals in 2023, and I'm pretty sure the prelim was 95, and that was against GWS. I feel like with Carlton and the roller coaster they've been on, it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be sold out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you might be a little bit light, and we might just sneak out the Kiwi, out to Sandy Creek there, Sky Burgess, and see what I think it'd be half time there. Would it be close to half time?
At the 29-minute mark, so should be just about zone, but we've got Kiwi out in front, 6-1-37 over Yaks 2-3-15.
Okay, so that's a 22-point lead to the Hawks out there at Kiwi Sandy Creek, and the boys we call them the pants off it, as Gus McLeod would say. He'd be loving it out there in his element out there with all the country folk, I suppose, is probably the kindest way to describe those people. So, Monty, okay, as Wodonga come back on the field, quickly tell me what these guys have got to do to turn it around.
Well, they've just really got to try and match up in the clearances. And like I said, maybe even, given the game's probably over, pretty much over, maybe try a few of those guys, as we've talked about with like Matty Wilson. He had 5 minutes in the midfield and he had 5 touches and started creating some drive. Maybe just throw a few things. So if you have this scenario next week, what are you going to do? So I think it would be good to not throw the magnets around, throw the baby out with the bathwater, no pun intended, Sky. But I just think maybe get a little bit more creative. Maybe, Hudson Garoni, throw him at centre half back, just to try and have a solid defender or someone who can match in the air with the forwards from Wangaratta.
And Sky, you probably got the easiest job. What would the Wangaratta Magpies coach be doing besides having a stubby at half time?
Yeah, I was to say, he'll be smiling. And that was the one thing I noticed down on the bench. Like, yes, their on-field was unreal, but when they were coming off, they were just smiles, high five, and they were in the best headspace. They had the best vibe going down there. So I wouldn't be changing a thing.
No, you did right. And I think one thing that they might look at with Wodonga is throwing young Ruben Burke into the ruck. They've done that a few times in the past. That is the halftime show for Elders Rural, all wrapped up for the home and away season. So hopefully we can come back to a great second half here at Norman's Oval, where the Wodonga Bulldogs are trying to chase down a hefty lead of the Wangaratta Magpies. See you in the second half on Live.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
On 2AY.
Yeah, welcome back to Norman's Oval. Start of the third term. So we're about 60 seconds in, and there's already been a goal kicked from the Wang Magpies. Tilly gets another, so that takes it out to a 67-point lead for the Wang Magpies. 101 plays 33. They are playing sublime football at the moment. So 90 seconds on the clock now for NZ. We're going back to the centre. Welcome back to you, wherever you may be, tuned in to O&M Live this afternoon. We're at Norman's Oval. Here we go. So Thompson up against Knowles. Knowles came over the top. Ainsworth goes in for the Doggies. Being held, Jackson Clark had him. So Cohen Ainsworth will take the kick. And he's about to play on now. Here he goes, Cohen inside 50, Evans Street end. Jet Roberts came off his chest. Cooper Garone tries to break through. He's caught holding the footy. And Jayat will take the kick, D50, Evans Street end, shoots it out wide to Canberra. So 16-5 playing 5-3 here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Hayden takes it on half back. Joel Montgomery, Bob Jackson, Sky Burgess and Luke Francis with you on this Saturday afternoon. Final round in the O&M. Down the line we go. Burke over the top, got up high, spins around, finds McKimmie. Short ball to Noel Bradshaw. Good link-up play to Matt Wilson. Tearing through the centre of the ground. Long ball, high forward, going down towards the goal square. Spiteri takes the mark.
Yeah, good use of the body there by Noah. He's done that a couple of times. He's having his third shot on goal. This one's his easiest shot of the day, where he's dead set in front, kicking for his second. After Aidan Tilley kicked a goal in the first minute of play to stretch the lead to 68 points. So this is to reduce it to 62.
Here he goes, Noel Spiteri directly in front, 25 out, puts it through. So They need to restore pride in this second half. They're a mile behind. Can they work their way back slowly and just chip away, Joel Montgomery? That's what they need to do.
Yeah, and I was begging for a half an hour. I thought we might have had it with Matty Wilson moving into the midfield. He did kick that from forward of centre. They got a mark inside 50, but he is now going back to half-back.
A little bit of Rooster watch too. Roosters kicked 4 goals. Tim Oosterhoff's kicked 4 goals to half-time in his game against the Wodonga Raiders. And Noah Spiteri's kicked the 2.
Okay, so that puts the Rooster up by 5 goals in the race for the Doug Strang medal for this year. Final round, so it's going to be hard for Noah from here. Sitting in second spot, Hudson Garoni in third. Here's Noel Bradshaw, palms off Sharrock to Wilson. Left foot, they send it inside 50. Borden-Yong got a hand to it. Ellis spins around, feeds it out the back to Smart. Left foot, Ovens River side of the ground. Hayden after it with Matt Wilson. Ball over the chalk and out of bounds. Let's go back downstairs for the first time in the second half to Sky Burgess for the Newmarket.
I think we're missing Sky, mate. She's just
ducked away?
Yeah, she's ducked to the ladies' room, being a lady that's 8 months pregnant. Her bladder is not as controlled as...
Thank you, Bob. Here's Clark down towards Knowles. Probably didn't need that much detail. Here's Ainsworth out the back. Joel, we might get some stats very shortly. Here's Mapleson. Back to Sharrock. Then out to Ellis. Off to Jayett. And then this one to half forward. Morrison tried so hard, but Tilly squeezed the ball out of bounds. Oh, Joel, please help us out on that automatic stat sheet.
You were really nervous.
It does look like Ainsworth has gone into a more inside role than the outside runner. He's had 3 touches and 2 of those being clearances already.
Don't worry, I make myself nervous at times, Luke, when I talk.
101 to 39, Bobby. That is the score. The Pies are up over the Dogs. McLernon took the mark. Umpire said play on. Got it on the boot. Burke going back, dropped it. Laverty might go off the ground. Mapleson comes in to join the contest. Working hard in the pocket, McLernon there, and he's brought to the ground.
Just nothing's pretty at the moment for Wodonga Bulldogs. They just can't seem to get anything on their own terms, and I think that's more of a credit to the way the Wangaratta Magpies are playing more so than what Wodonga Bulldogs want to do.
Ball up, about 10 out from the club room's end. Bradshaw wins it, palms off Clark. That's not easy to do. Took on Sharrock, brought down. So the umpire pings him. They're coming from everywhere here to get to Noel Bradshaw and let him know about it. I think this is a little unnecessary.
Yeah, I think all that's going to do is to reverse the free kick of the good tackle. So, not sure that needs to be...
Yeah, they're up by an absolute street, over 10 goals.
Ultimate professional. Dill's just got the footy, went back and said, right, get out of the way, let me do my thing.
So Dan Sharrock, what a player this guy is. He's having a super afternoon, as are all of the Magpies up until this point. So he'll have a ping on the sticks from 45 out. Club room's end, looking at their 17th goal, and we've gone about 6.5 in the third term for NZ. Dan Sharrock, deliberate approach. In he comes. They get it. There's their 17th. So 107 plays 39 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Yeah, he's been a good player for a long time, and we missed him when he was out injured. It was not only a miss for the Wangaratta Magpies, but also for the Ovens and Murray Footy League. Yeah, he's such a classy player, and you know the competition's all better for when he's back playing duels.
There's a couple early touches there for Noah Bradshaw this quarter, but unfortunately tried to run a little bit too far beyond his means and just got caught holding the ball.
So we're about to recommence. Back in the middle. Sky, you're with us now, thanks to the Newmarket.
I am. Did you try and throw to me, did you, Lukey?
We won't go there, Sky. Just don't watch the replay back tonight.
Stitch up.
No, I was supporting you.
Oh, that's the way you put it, Bob Jackson. Okay, umpire with it. 107 played 40 here.
I love it when Lukey gets nervous, his voice changes just a little bit.
Oh, dear. Outside of the ground here, Hayden takes it and hooks it around his body. In fact, it was already out of bounds. Rightio, Bobby. We'll go back around the grounds thanks to Ray White Wodonga. We want to know what's happening between the Rovers and the Saints.
Up in the hills, we have the Wangaratta Rovers are 62 to Myrtleford Saints 28. So it's a 5+ goal lead there for the Rovers, and it's just about put down your glasses, I think.
Yeah, look at this row by Oscar Roberts, and just got legged. Umpire called play on. Ball comes out towards Roberts again. Whiteside to a left foot. straight onto the chest of Xavier Laverty.
Yeah, they just seem to be in the right place at the right time. You know, forward play 101 when there's broken play and broken football. Stand in front of your man just in case the kick's a scruffy one, and that was the case there. Waitaitua didn't get the best purchase on the footy. And Xavier Laverty was in front of his man with no one in front and an uncontested mark. Let's say 20 metres out on a bit of a tight angle. But this guy's a quality finisher and he's growing by the day, isn't he, really?
At the club room's end, and he's pushed that one across the face. Behind, 108 playing 39. Magpies up by an absolute street. Joel, inside 50s, thanks to 40 wings.
50s. It's only 3-2 this quarter. However, in the clearances, Wodonga won the first 2, but then Wang Magpies have just won the last 4.
And are we taking our marks inside 50, Joel, for the game?
Yeah, so there have been 12-8.
Great work.
In favour of Wangaratta.
Okay, here's Andrews. Joel Montgomery for 40 weeks this afternoon. Bob Jackson for Border Bandag. Here's Laverty smothering it off the kick in, and there goes Waitaitua.
13-8, Lukey.
That's right, Joel.
I was just watching Xavier Laverty. He's really team orientated now. Like Susie does, every time he does something good, it's celebrate with the team, celebrate with the supporters. It's he's not engaging in any opposition byplay at all nowadays. He's really focused on the job at hand, and I think football's very much a high priority for him, and he's really reaping the awards. He's playing a super game.
Yeah, I think the instruction is to look inside first, Bobby, or that's what it seems. Waitaitua, he's got that one, Waitai. Well done to him. So he kicks a major from 35 out. Pies unstoppable at the present time.
It's business as usual, isn't it, really? We started with 4 goals inside 10 minutes for this second half, and we've really been spoilt in regards to a goal fest, and nothing's changed. So that's real concerns for Wodonga in regards to not changing a hell of a lot at half-time regarding their defensive work.
So this is an absolute smashing at present. 18-6, 114 plays, 6-3-39. The Wang Magpies having one last tune-up before they secure the minor premiership and have the week off and head straight through to the semi-final. Here's Waitaitua again, the last goal kicker. Tom O'Sullivan, though, with a chance for the Dogs. Jayat brought him down. Jack O'Sullivan going forward for the Doggies inside 50, and he hits Gus Jones.
He's got some really good forward craft, this guy. We've watched the last 2 or 3 weeks of the Wodonga Bulldogs, and he's got some signs there that can play a role in that forward 50 and support Hudson Garoni and Noah Spiteri. There's something to like about this young man. He's a good size, athletic.
He's versatile, isn't he, Bobby? And he can play virtually anywhere. He can play back, forward, or in the ruck. Handy player, Gus Jones. He's already kicked one. This would be for his second. That one, he's pulled to the left. Mark taken. Hudson Garoni. 15 out. Turns around, puts it through. So Hudson gets one.
Just a little close to the mark there, young Jones. And, Hudson Garoni being a good forward, always stays involved. And the ball fell in his favour, and he's kicked the goal.
Joel?
Yeah, the clearances are now 8 for the quarter. 3 to Wodonga, 5 to Wangaratta Magpies. Inside 50 counts 3 apiece at the moment. Marks inside 50. Wodonga have actually got 4 now with that one, with 2 in a row.
Yeah, we need to push this one home, don't we, Luke? We need to really find some gears, and hopefully that gives the Wodonga Bulldogs a bit of an energy as well. And we've got to draw on Leighton Coe's nice little rev up at before the game.
Yeah, you're right about that, Bobby. Here goes Melville over the top to Sharrock. He's playing a very good game, Dan Sharrock. Inside 50, Mapleson came out. Well done from Ruben Burke, going back in defence to take the mark for the Doggies. And he swings it out to Cosmina. Here's Finn, and he's on the move. This is what they need. Some run on the ball to Gus Jones. Good fist, though, over the back from Bordignon. Ellis trying to duck around. Lost that. Umpire was blindsided. Parker Fox spun around. Cosmina again. That one out to bounds on the full. Magpies will win possession. That one not far from you, Sky Burgess.
Yeah, I think they might have been a little bit stiff there when you're putting the hand out to palm someone off now and not getting rid of it. That's normally ball any day of the week.
Yeah, I saw the umpire on the other side of the contest, Sky, so I just don't think he had a clear view.
Have the vision. They can't be everywhere, can they?
No, you're right. But it was absolutely holding the ball, gone cold. Here's Ellis trying to get around Blake Jorgensen.
Sling.
Or just hung on to him for that half a second too long, Bobby.
Yeah, just a little bit of a sling tackle there. Had him by the jumper, and Fraser got rid of the ball at the right time, and then Greenhill didn't know he got rid of the footy, so he just held on a little bit longer than normal.
So right back to true centre wing, broadcast side. Ellis short to Barrett. Cam back into the Maggies team this week. Young wants it back in the corridor. Here's Bordignon down towards the pocket. Laverty over his head. Morrison, Charlie going back. Ball out of bounds, 35 around from goal, club room's end.
Just interesting to see there. Wangaratta Magpies had the ball at the stoppage of the centre wing there of a stop play where Fraser has had the free kick. The rest of the forward line got into a huddle 40 metres out. That was really quick reactive and obviously a set move that they want to do when the ball's at a stop play like that.
Tilly to McLernan on the boot. That one hooking around. Looked like a set play.
Yeah, that was magnificent, wasn't it? That was good to watch. We had a perfect view of that, Lukey, didn't he? Just palmed it down to the space behind him, and McLernan just had it delivered on a silver platter.
If you've just tuned in to 1494 2AY or O&M Live, it's been a whitewash. The Magpies have been well on top, so dominant. 115 plays 45, 18-7 to 7-3, thanks to Inspirations Paint. So they're looking good, the Premiership faves. Razor sharp on this Saturday afternoon in round 23. Bradshaw picks off the footy though on half back. 20 metres over the top. What do you got for us, Joel? What's your best?
Well, you just saw Noah Bradshaw take a good end-set mark. His third possession for the quarter, he's actually looked like he's moved to half-back. So I wonder if that's a positional change or if it's just got caught out when the last goal happened. Young
takes it in, brought down. Play goes on. Melville came in, so to Matt Wilson. Matt comes away after Sharon. Lost possession. Jayett just hacks it forward. Dogs back there. Here's Hymas trying to pick it up in defence. Hand pass under pressure to Charlie Morrison. He's got to go now. Bradshaw lends a hand. Comes out wide to O'Neill. So they hold up. But now it gets a bit harder, Bobby.
Yeah, I love the phrase you termed a little while ago. They need some run on the ball, and they're just getting to a certain position of the ground, and whether it's lack of confidence or the way that Wangaratta Magpies are setting up, they're not getting that run on the ball that you asked for. And I love that. I love that kind of phrase. I'm not sure if you made that up or it's somewhere you've heard before.
Third term for Wiesner's, Bobby. So third quarter here at Normans to O'Neill. Inspirations Paint scoreboard reads 115 to 45. Magpies up over the Wodonga Bulldogs. So the Doggies didn't play their best footy last week versus the Saints, but I tell you what, they played a hell of a lot better than this. Full credit, though, to the Maggies. They're red hot.
They certainly are. I don't think we're giving enough credit to the way the Wangaratta Magpies are playing. You can only play as good as your opposition lets you, and I don't think the Magpies are giving the Bulldogs any chance at all to play some free-running football. Whenever they've got the football in hands, they're shutting down their space, defensively minded. It's a clinic, absolute clinic here today, Luke, and hopefully they put an invoice in and charge the Bulldogs for the clinic they've put on.
Okay, that's very interesting, Bobby. Sharrock to Tua to Barrett. He goes long down the line, this one heading out of bounds. Okay, that one out on the full, so the Dogs will get it back. Bobby, we'll go around the grounds, thanks to Ray White Wodonga. Give us the full slate, mate. We'll see how we go with this.
Right now, I'll just refresh my screen here, old mate, and just let me... I don't know what's happened.
It's been a long time since I've been called old mate. There goes Jayett to Waitai Tua.
We're not mates?
To Jet Roberts. We're mates. Here's Clark to Jet Roberts, but it won't last much longer if you start calling me old. There's Waitai Tua. Short ball. He goes O'Neill, ball out of bounds. Righto, old mate. What have we got?
Quickly, we got the North Albury up by 40 points against Corowa, 71 to 32. We have Wangaratta Rovers 65 to 34. Yarrawonga are up by 14 points over Albury, and we have Lavington 78 to 32 against the Raiders.
Okay, and this game here at Normans is a foregone conclusion, it must be said. 115 to 45 at the moment. The Pies over the Dogs. Burke with a big mark over the top. Well done to Ruben, taking a elite body and paint mark of the day. A beauty, Joel.
It was a good inset mark, third for the quarter for Wodonga, so unfortunately that shows how many clearances are coming their way.
And how many inside 50s for the game, Joel?
For the game, for Wodonga or for
both?
In total? Ooh.
You're right, we'll give you some time.
Yeah. Get the abacus out.
Yeah.
Here's Cosmina going for the Dogs. Into the pocket. Picks up Noah. Noel Spiteri with a shot on goal here, or will have one from 45 out, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a good pass by the kid, Cosmina, in his second game. That was very mature, waited for the options to present in front of him, and this is the third time I think Noah's been on a lead and taken a mark on the lead, and last week the delivery to Noah was absolutely putrid, and this week at least he's getting some marks on the lead, and he's really presenting well.
Yeah, he's got a bit more room to move down at Normins rather than Martin Park. Noel Spiteri puts it up, works it back. That's a fantastic goal. That's a great shot on the sticks from Noel Spiteri. 115 plays 51 though. The Pies up over the Dogs.
Yeah, good finish by Noel. That's his second for the quarter, and he's playing not alone here up forward, but he's presenting and trying his hardest, and he's continuing to have a good year. He's kicked the 50-plus goals again this year. He's had a great year.
And that was his 5th mark inside 50 for the day. And Lukey, coming back to you, that was Wodonga's 20th inside 50. Wangaratta with 40.
Wow, 40-20. Great work, Joel. Thanks to 40 Winks. Bob Jackson for Border Bandag this afternoon. Sky Burgess for the Newmarket. It's getting quite cool at the moment, Sky.
It is. I just put the jacket on, Lukey, so you've called that perfect the timing. I think the sun's kind of starting to drop behind and the temperature's just gone down a couple of degrees.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Oscar Roberts. Gets it to Stevens, to Waitai Tua. True centre wing. Ovens River side of the ground. Ellis wants it back on the broadcast side. Isaac Cassidy came in, caused havoc. Kennett's got him. Umpire takes it in.
But our first little injury watch for the day, guys, Wodonga Bulldogs, Harry McKimmie. He's just come off in the last quarter, got his left knee retaped and kind of went back out. And this quarter, he's just really limped off. He's not seeking any help from the trainers, but he doesn't look right.
Thank you, Sky. Kennett into Laverty. Centres it to Tyson Young. They're going to be kicking for their 19th goal. We're gone close to 20 for NZ third term. They've got a mighty lead, 115-51. This is just a procession now, Bobby.
Yeah, it certainly is. They're pretty much moving the ball at will into that forward 50, and whether that's a structural setup from Wodonga or just the pace that Magpies are moving the footy.
He just snuck off the bench, he did, guys.
Oh,
just
sneaky,
then.
sneaky.
Just no awareness of the Bulldogs players to let their teammates know he came on.
He snooped on. Or snuck on. Yes. Here's Young. Beautiful. Sky Burgess got it right. He sneaked on.
Sneaked or snucked?
I wouldn't have thought it'd be snucked. Snuck on.
Snuck on?
Yeah.
Yeah, without the D.
I don't know if the On-Him Live team's the best people to be giving grammar lessons, Bob Jackson.
You saw my brain at the pre-game quiz.
You don't think so?
Sky, I'm a bit scared at the moment of the look Bob's giving me. Can you see that, Joel?
Yeah, I've seen that on the cricket field many a times, Lukey. You just step away when that happens.
Sky, there's a spot up here if you want to sit between myself and Bob.
Maybe judge and jury up there, do I?
Yeah.
It's all good.
121-51. 121-51. You heard right.
We need Leighton Coe here.
The Wang Pies.
The Wang Pies?
Hey?
Did you say Wang Pies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wangaratta Pies.
Oh, you got me. Yes, got me again.
Oh, Bob Jackson.
Oh, I'm worried. I need Leighton Coe to give me a bit of a rev up.
We're starting to lose it here at Norman's Oval. Here's Jack O'Sullivan. Gets it out the back to McKimmie. Left foot. Sends it right out wide. Has he got a runner out there? There's Matt Wilson up against Oscar Roberts. Oscar just letting that ball go across the line.
Hasn't he had a great year, Oscar Roberts? The two Roberts boys down back, Oscar and Jet, they've had a fantastic season, and they've been a little bit of a find for them this year, Lukey.
Yeah, they have, Bobby. They provide so much run off half-back. Well, Oscar does, and Jet's more of a lockdown sort of punching type, isn't he, from behind. They've been very good. Hard to knock anyone out of that back six for the Pies. Here goes Clark weaving through. Kennett stopped in his tracks by Noah Bradshaw. Jack O'Sullivan joins him. Umpire to take it. Again, the third term is for Wiesners. We're going over 22. On the NZ time clock, 121 playing 51. Waitai Tua overran the footy. Ainsworth going in. Stevens spattered out by hand pass. Kennett. Here's Thompson going at the footy, trying to charge through. Melville's got him wrapped in a tackle. Claimed. Okay, Joe, we'll get our leading possession getter for both teams thanks to 40 Winks.
Yeah, Jackson's got 4 for this quarter and 20 for the game. And Matty Wilson is rolling with 17 for Wodonga. Noah Bradshaw's not far behind on about 14.
Okay. Knowles down in front. Bradshaw. Ainsworth picks it up. A clear possession for the Dogs. Off to Cosmina. Good run. And goes to O'Neill. Now Barrett got a hand to that. Desperation. Did he knock it out of bounds? Well done by Cam Barrett. And doesn't the Maggies bench let him know about it there? Sky Burgess, very happy.
Absolutely. We spoke about it at the halftime break. Their atmosphere has been great today. They're all smiles. They're getting around each other. It's a really positive atmosphere.
The boy from Balranald desperate there and just knocked it out of bounds. And that's the DNA that the Heatley's brought to this crew.
Hayden, loop one to Melville. Inside border, Oscar Roberts. Back to Stevens. To Hayden again. They go towards the top of the 50. Clark backing back. Well done by Charlie Morrison on this occasion to win the footy. Spits it right out wide by foot to Jet Cassidy. Isaac Cassidy runs forward. Smart play to tap it on to Bradshaw. Now he's gone. Kennett brought him down. It's been good today, Lockie Kennett.
Yeah, he's played his role beautifully, hasn't he? Just on Doug Strang watch, every time Noah Spiteri kicks a goal, the Rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo and kicks one himself. He's kicked 5 at Burleigh Park.
Laverty takes the mark. He worked his way to the front. That was magnificent work up against Jai Hymas. And he's won the footy for the Pies.
You've called that beautifully. He protected the space well, didn't he, Luke? You've just, you leaned up against the defender and protected where the ball was going to land, and that gave him 2 or 3 steps just to launch himself and take a chest mark. His football nous is growing before our eyes, this young man.
Well, it's hard to believe we've still got a quarter of footy to come, because the Pies right now are shooting at their 20th goal in the third term. We're gone 24 and a half. Xavier Laverty, 25 out. By the time he makes contact with the Sharon, there we go. That's number 20. 127 plays 51. Pies up over the Dogs. The Premiership Faves are absolutely on fire.
They're flexing their muscles big time, aren't they, Luke? They look really good. They look really polished. I just hope this doesn't turn into a game of touch footy in the last quarter where both clubs decide to just put their guns down and get through unscathed and move their attention to next week. But, they're impressive. They're a very, very impressive side, and I can't help but think that they're really putting their flag in the ground, particularly in this first half. I'm not sure how much we can read into this second half, but they've been very, very impressive.
Yeah, and to state the bleeding obvious, Joel Montgomery, they're going to be terribly hard to beat.
Yeah, well, particularly
in this year's race to the flag.
Rolling, mate, and if Chris Knowles keeps establishing himself as the premier ruckman or one of the best in the comp, it's going to be very hard to beat out that midfield.
Yeah, here goes McKimmie. Long ball towards the Evans Street end. Barrett over the top with a fist. Racing after a Jet Roberts. So too is Blake Jorgensen. Ball out of bounds. About 60 to 70 around from goal. Bobby, a score from the Saints and Rovers up at the McNamara Reserve. We'll get that one.
Yes, so it's a 5-goal to 3 in favour of the Wang Magpies here. It's just... Yeah.
Sorry, what's the score?
Sorry, no, I was just saying there was 5 goals to 3 in this quarter, but up at McNamara Reserve, it's 79 to 40 in favour of Wang Rovers.
Yeah, gee, that's very interesting. Hayden to Roberts to Tyson Young. And he's brought down. Umpire said that one held in, and he'll take it and ball it up. 65 around from goal. So we're on the eve of three-quarter time here. Joel Montgomery's been with us, doing a great job on the 40-week stats. Bob Jackson enjoying himself upstairs for the Border Band-Aid. And Sky Burgess down in front of the WB Richardson stand.
Yeah, Segsy and Graham, the boys at Bang Dag, they're busy all the time. Every time I drive past, there's trucks there with Wilbur in the truck depot, and Segsy's throwing orders around and kicking the footy every now and then, every time I run past, just to give the boys a bit of a clinic out in the yard.
Bobby, you're supposed to say to give them a bit of a pump-up.
Oh, pump-up.
Here they come to true centre-half back in Ellis. And comes laterally to Barrett, a free man in Jayat. Now Oscar Roberts is on if they want to use him. That option is off now. Now they go to Hayden, inside to Ellis. Gee, this is easy. And Fraser to Laverty, 60 out. Back to Ellis. Gee, this is good football. Fraser Ellis misses. He just couldn't quite finish. But that was the Maggies on display.
Deserved a goal there. That was a great passage of play, wasn't it? They just run and reward, run and reward. Run on the football, as you would say, Luke. They have had plenty of run on the footy today, and they've really put on a show, put on a clinic today.
128 plays 51. We've still got a quarter to come. Closing stages of a third, thanks to Wiesners. Defensive 50 for the Dogs. Jack O'Sullivan. 25-metre kick to Thompson. Jack O'Sullivan, good run and a good shepherd from Thompson. To half forward, Garoni up high. couldn't take the mark. Back on it again, Hudson. Jet Cassidy trying to palm off, gets it on his boot. Tweedo down there, turns around, looks inside to Roberts. Now, they haven't got many numbers on the Ovens River side. They're going to come straight up the corridor here to Young. He turns, defensive 50, and swings it out wide now to Harry Smart. Gee, that was a beautiful kick, just to his advantage. And then plays on, down towards true centre wing, far side. Gee, they're cutting ribbons. The Dogs up to ribbons now. Here goes McCloonan, true centre wing. Young swings around the back. McCloonan's got about 1,000 options. He's not sure what to do with it. James goes down the line here. Tweedo got up high. Gee, got from one end to the other pretty quickly. There's Stevens. Outside ball. Morrison comes in, picks it up for the Dogs. Taken down. Took a dive, Charlie. Stevens gets away. Low ball into the pocket. Tilly takes the mark.
Oh, boy. They just irrepressible, aren't they? They just put constant pressure on the ball carrier.
You're right, Bobby. They're unrelenting at the current time.
Wow, and you called it beautifully there. McCloonan had 1,000 options. White counted 1,002. And that's the quality of play that Wang Magpies have actually put up today. It's just that give your teammate as many options as possible. And they've done that beautifully.
I've always thought, Bobby, when you're playing great Australian rules football, it looks like you've got half a dozen more players on the field than the other team.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like today. So that's a behind on three-quarter time to Aiden Tilly, or is it? Yes, it is. A minor score. So 129 plays 52. 20 goals, 9. 129 plays 8-4-52 at three-quarter time. My goodness, the Magpies have been absolutely brilliant. We've still got a quarter to come on O&M Live. Rejoin us after this, because on O&M Live you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Final round of the Old M for season 2026, and I think it's fair to say it's been an absolute smashing so far at Norman's Oval this afternoon. The Maggies are streaking away from the Doggies. It has been a very impressive performance, Bob Jackson.
Yeah, it's certainly 78 points a diff at three-quarter time. You know, you'd think that's a pre-season score between a top side and the bottom side, but it's actually two finals contenders here at the Norman's Oval, and it's been an absolute clinic by the Wangaratta Magpies, and they've really shown us all the tools that they've got going into September, and they're very, very impressive. You can't help but think that they've got a real stake in the claim for the premiership this year, and the way they've been playing is simply outstanding. And a 5-goal to 3-quarter there in the third, just flexing their muscles even more.
Rightio, we'll go to Joel Montgomery and we'll get some of our leading stats getters for 40 weeks. Joel, take it away.
Yeah, we have Jackson Clark. He's leading all comers with 20, including his couple of goals and a few goal assists there. Brad Melville with a dozen. Joel Stevens had a good quarter there. He's ended up with 15 so far for the game. And Chris Knowles, like I said, with his 75 hitouts, he's on 12 disposals. For Wodonga, we have Tommy O'Sullivan. He's on a baker's dozen at 13. Matty Wilson's hit the 18 mark, leading all comers for Wodonga. Noah Bradshaw up to 13, and Cohen Ainsworth with 10.
Very good, Joel. Bobby, we'll get our Hotondo Homes quarters best for the third. What are your thoughts?
I can't help but think Knowles, he's had a really good game in general. Third quarter best. I think Squid Melville popped his head up a few times there, and Joel Stevens. So it's pretty hard. I'd hate to be Sky Burgess, who has to pick the best player today, but you could throw a blanket over 3 or 4 Wangaratta Magpies at the moment.
Yeah, 129 plays 52. Sky Burgess will go down to a now, thanks to the new market. Where are you, Sky? I see you're back down in your usual spot there.
Yeah, I'm back in my spot. I just floated out, had to listen to the Wangaratta huddle and Jace Heatley speaking. Obviously, very happy with his team, but he still took the opportunity to things that they can work on going into the finals. So he's talking about getting the width on the ball, opening that fan up and opening the ground up. He just wants them to do that even more and stay in control, maintain their work rate.
Very good, Sky. We'll look for that in the final turn. There's Jack O'Sullivan, hasn't stopped trying, to Greenhill, to Matt Wilson. This way they come to Ainsworth. So this is good footy. Jack O'Sullivan, but this is where they find it hard. Moving inside 50 now. Blake Jorgensen, that one to Spiteri. That's great football. That's the best football we've seen from the Dogs all day.
That's the best passage. You're exactly right. And it come from a centre break, I suppose you could probably call it, where they dished the ball out the back to Matty Wilson, and they got some run on the ball that you've been calling for so long, Luke, as Spencer plays on from outside 50. Whoa!
Goes for 4. And kicks 4. Geez, a wonderful player. That's a super goal from Noah Spiteri here at the start of the final turn.
I saw you look down at your piece of paper and I thought, geez, I'm going to help a brother out here, because he was looking at his notes and I thought, I'm going to have to call this one.
You did help me out, Bob Jackson. So I was just making sure that Noah did have 3. He did. And that made it 4, Joel.
That's right, and I think that would be his 6th mark inside 50. So when it's getting into his area, he's actually quite dangerous. It's just unfortunate for the day. They just haven't had enough entries inside 50 deep enough where he can make that impact.
Back in the centre, 20 goals, 9, 129, plays 9-3-57 on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Final term is for the Great Outdoors. Again, also wonderful sponsors of O&M Live. There's Burke over the top to McKimmie. We thank all of our sponsors. We just couldn't do it without them. Bringing you this broadcast this afternoon and for the entire season through 1494 2AY and 102.1 Edge FM, our sister station. And then Jack Cassidy up the line to Ainsworth. Now he's 60 out, gets it inside to Isaac Cassidy, back to Ainsworth, the two blondies, low ball. That was okay into Jet Cassidy.
The three cousins working together there, the two Cassidy brothers and Ainsworth, all cousins working together there in a little Bermuda triangle right out on the far side there, Luke. But it looks like already they decided, right, we've got to get something out of this game. And so far you've seen better ball movement, cleaner ball movement, and a little bit more structure to their ball movement, Luke. I think they've said, right, we've got nothing out of today. Let's make sure we go into next week feeling good about at least something.
Yeah, it's a good point, Bobby. Here goes Jet Cassidy. 48 outs, not an easy kick. I reckon that's on target. Has he got it? Yes, he has. So they start the final term in fine fashion, the Doggies. They kick the first two.
Yeah, they've got to get something out of the day, don't they, Luke and Monty? They really need to walk away going, okay, at least their last quarter showed some signs of what we are about and how we play our football. So they need some positive reinforcement that some of the stuff that they're doing is going to stand up in September.
Very good. Now we hope to join Dave Sinclair, or Dave Sinclair is going to join us following the final siren in our post-game show.
The boss.
Yeah, we're looking at getting the finals venues for the first week of O&M's finals, so looking forward to that. So stay tuned. Here goes Matt Wilson over the top to Thompson. Inside ball back to Matt, little clumsy. Went one-handed. Here's Melville to Clark. Ducks back inside to Dan Sharrock. Loops one over the top to Knowles and then on to Stevens. Look at this for football. Then hooks it to the advantage of McCloonan. Gee, they're a good football team, Bobby.
That was a beautiful kick. We had perfect view of that. We were right behind it. He's kicked it across his body. Beautiful. The turnover in the middle of the ground just killed Wodonga there. They had the run of the footy. They just had to stick their handball and they were out the other side and they turned it over. And the Magpies, well, they'll make you pay every day of the week. And when they've got midfielders just running in numbers, and that was a magnificent kick to space.
James McCloonan having a shot at goal. Evans Street end. He doesn't miss too many. That's gone straight through the middle. They get their 21st goal. 135 plays, 63. This has been an absolute smoking.
McCloonan's had he's had 7 shots on goal today. 4 goals, 3. From a small forward to get 7 shots on goal, that's a magnificent output. And it's really potent down there. You look down there and you see stars in every single position, and they've got some real strike power moving forward.
Yeah, heavy artillery.
That's it.
There's no doubt about that. What's your best now, Joel, thanks to 40 Winks?
Cohen Ainsworth, he's on his haunches there as Wangaratta were having a shot at goal. He's had 4 touches. He got the clearance there, and his side just let him down for a bit of lack of composure with the handball. And he's about to get another one here for his 5th for the quarter.
There he goes, Cohen to Noel Bradshaw to McKimmie. Left foot, sends it up towards half forward. Cassidy fumbled, picked up by Jayet, and Cassidy grabs him and brings him to the turf. Some breaking through again. Bobby, what was that score, AFL score? Did you?
Forgot
Here
about that.
we go, the Carlton game.
Oh, gee whiz.
I'll wait for you to bring that up very shortly. For Ray White Wodonga, we might get that. There goes Jackson Clark.
Oh, you're joking.
No, I'm not. What is it?
Carlton's won by 40 points.
Over who?
Fremantle Dockers.
Yeah, they're playing the Dockers, my God.
Yes.
To Morrison, to Hymas, to Burke. Nicely done. To Cassidy. So Josh Fraser, they'd be building a bronze statue of him down at Icon Park. Here he goes to Matt Wilson. And then long ball going forward. Garoni, through his hands. Grossman right on his hammer. Ball's gone out of bounds.
Isn't he the ultimate pro, Matty Grossman? He's been like that forever and a day. He's one of my favourite players, and he just got his hand in. He's blessed with speed, and now he's playing a little bit deeper in defence. He's closer to the end than the start of his career, and he's just playing a little bit deeper and playing a role for his team where he used to be a flying winger, flying back flanker, and he's still a superstar.
Yeah, he's a great servant of the Wang Magpies Football Club. O'Sullivan, I feel like he's tried or been their best this afternoon, Jack.
Yeah.
It hasn't been flashy, but he's been into the coalface all day, trying his heart out. Here's Jones down in front, Cosmina. Knowles has got him. Big man, small man.
Is he an option in the ruck, Monty?
Cosmina?
No, Gus Jones. Like he's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's very versatile.
provided.
I would say that he matched that one. He didn't lose it.
No.
McKimmie to Tom O'Sullivan. There's 60 out from home, clubroom's end. Spearing ball, nice one. To Bob's man, Gus Jones.
Yeah, big Gus. There's something about this bloke. We said this a couple of weeks ago, Luke, didn't we? There's something we like about him, and he just needs to finish off his work. I think Yarrawonga, he had probably 4 shots on goal, and needs to reward his work because he's not going to get a high lot of stats or kicks, so he needs to make every post a winner. So he's already kicked the one today.
Yeah, a lot of upside in Gus Jones's game. Here he goes, directly in front. That one, didn't quite have the legs. Has it gone across the line? It hasn't. It's still in play. So Jet Roberts picks it up. Now, this is where they're at their dangerous best. Here goes Jet Roberts, fumbled on the bounce. I spoke too soon. Bradshaw hooked him around. Jayett. Melville gets back inside. So they mop up beautifully to Stevens. Here's Joel. Half back for the Pies. Inside ball wasn't the best for Bourdignon. Roberts gets involved again. Here's Garoni. Cooper brought down, holding the footy. The Magpies just close in so quickly.
Yeah, the Wodonga are getting a bit of their own back here with this defensive pressure. Wodonga pride themselves on being fierce at the ball. Oh, good mark.
Laverty pushed off Burke too easily. And then Laverty goes inside 50. Tilly, was he being held? It won't matter. He's taken the mark. 30 out directly in front.
Gee whiz. Really strong, aren't they?
So what now, Bobby? I mean, they get the week off. They go straight through to the second semi. Of course, the minor premiers. And, boy, gee, they're a force.
Oh, aren't they?
They're going to be terribly hard to beat for the Cup this year. Of course, played in the Granny last year and went down to the Rovers. Here's Tilly. That one's been put through. That's their 22nd. 141 plays 63. It has been an absolute rout.
Yeah, he's played... he's very versatile. 18 months ago, he was filling holes in the back half, and now he's a permanent forward with Laverty, Clark, Young, McLuhan. All around him now, he's getting his opportunity to kick plenty of bags each week. Aiden Tilly, and if he stays healthy, he's the type of player that can rip a September apart.
So the Pies got within 6 points of the Rovers in the final term in the grand final last year, I think it was. Joel, how much better team are the Pies this year than what they were last?
Oh, I think with the stability of their side at the moment, I'm going to give them about 15 extra %. So I think it'll be really, really good derby if that can be last day in September.
Yeah, you're right. Here goes Jack O'Sullivan to Greenhill, back to Jack. He's been very good this afternoon. He's led from the front. Nicely done from Parker Fox. Now, Tom O'Sullivan's on the run for him. Parker goes to Garoni. Caught one over the shoulder. Umpire said play on. He thought that was fair game. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, Hudson's, it's good to see him back out on the field. Garoni, he's got both his shoulders strapped up there by the looks of things, but there's good signs there that he's been knocked around a little bit, so that's good signs for his shoulder.
Sky, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking how long is left in this game. Poor Bulldogs. Just put them out of their misery at this point.
Yeah, they've just found they've been completely outclassed today. Here's Young, 35 out defensively. Tyson with the footy. 141 plays 63. Yep, you heard correctly. 22 goals, 9, plays 10-3. The Pies up over the Doggies. Final term for the Great Outdoors. That was on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Half back the Maggies now to Oscar Roberts with possession. And they've stacked up
50.
The defensive stocks well here, the Doggies. What was happening there?
I assume
Bobby?
the reason being he didn't retrieve from a man on the mark. He blew his whistle 3-4 times in a row, so I assume that's what it would have been for.
Oscar Roberts wasting no time. He wants someone to lead at him. Goes towards Laverty in the goal square, off his chest.
Around the shoulder.
Oh. And he wins the free kick. So he'll have a shot. 25 out. Directly in front. Evans Street end. This for their 23rd goal of the afternoon.
And Laverty's 5th.
Crazy. Yeah, it's been a goal-scoring avalanche from the Magpies today. Here's Laverty. He puts that one through. There's 23 goals for their team. 147 plays 63. 11.5 gone in the final turn for NZ. Back to you, Joel, for 40 Wings.
Well, you see with the 5 goals for Laverty, but I think that's just really good reward for the rest of his performance today, with some strong marks, hitting up other guys, and really getting the just desserts there on the smaller defender.
Would he be up there, guys?
That's your call, Sky.
I need help today.
I'll quickly go around the grounds for the scores around the grounds. We've got North Albury 30 points in front of Cora. They've got 85 to 52. We've got Wangaratta Rovers 86 to 48. As we just keep an eye on the play here. Yarrawonga's got the chocolates over Albury 73 to 42, and Lavington 109 to 39.
And meanwhile, back here at Norman's, the Magpies up by an absolute mile, country mile, 143 to 63. Ball in the centre of the ground. Melville will win the free kick left of a centre. Plays on, shoots it towards half forward. Now Smart's got out here. Cassidy runs to man the mark. Smart looking around, back to the corridor to Cam Barrett. So they work it across half forward to Sharrock, who's very good in the opening term, Dan. To Melville, down low. Now that may have hit the ground, did it? Yep. And the umpire calls it in for a ball up.
I'm not going to leave you high and dry, Sky. I can't help but think that Knowlesy's been a good, solid four-quarter performer. I can't help but think Stevens has been there or thereabouts. Jackson Clark's another one.
Don't give me too many. You're supposed to be narrowing it down, mate.
Well, there's 22 Wangaratta Magpies players that you can pick from.
Yep.
Sky, Bob Jackson works in mysterious ways. And there goes Laverty taking a mark.
Well, he's going for his sixth, this gentleman, so he's another one in the mix there, Sky.
Way to confuse a girl.
Oh, dear. Here's Xavier Laverty with the Sharon, as Mr. Bob Jackson said. So he'll have a shot from 50 out on this occasion, or virtually just inside the arc. Evans Street end. Oh, dear. It's been a circus display today. They've had so many party tricks. The Maggies. Here's Laverty. That one on target. They are going to be terribly hard to beat for this year's Cup. My goodness, you almost feel like they got one hand on the cup, Bobby.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're irrepressible, aren't they? He's played a good style of football today, Xavier. He's supplied his teammates, but he's also hit the scoreboard as well with 6. And as we say, 6, the big rooster, Tim Oosterhoff, has probably won his Doug Strang medal. He's kicked 6 himself at Birrelea Park against the Raiders. So the forwards have come out to play in this last round, and gee whiz, we've seen a great display of forward play here today.
Joel, it's like the doggies look despondent at the moment.
Well, they have evened it up a little bit this quarter in terms of their clearances inside 50s, but it's just the quality of what they are. It's 5 clearances each, as we're about to break that deadlock here, but Wangaratta are getting those clearances 60 metres down the track to a target compared to just a 30-metre turnover. Bradshaw
shifts it out wide to Cassidy. Back to Noah. Melville closing on him. Noah gets his kick away to Thompson. True-hearted Normans. Off to the running McKimmie. Has one bounce. Trying to play on. Squeezes it wide. Garoni got pushed out of it by Grossman. He plays him well again on that occasion. Ball's gone out of bounds.
Yeah, I just think that McKimmie had the run of the footy there. He could have got it nice and deep into the forward line to Spiteri and Hudson, Garoni to give them a chance.
Back into play from the boundary umpire. 40 out, clubroom's end. Bradshaw. Young won the footy. High ball towards centre wing. Burke over the top. Kills the footy out of bounds.
Here's another one that's played well today, Sky. Tyson Young, throw that in the mix.
How many can we give away? Should I just get a group photo with the sign?
I'd be asking that bloke next to you. He knows a fair bit about football. He knows more about football than anyone around the region. So I'd be asking that fella.
Look, he backed up my thoughts, so I might just go with my gut on that.
Guys, that wasn't the best radio. That's Terry Burgess next to Sky Burgess. He's in the O&M Hall of Fame. Bob.
So he knows his footy.
Yes, he does. There goes Chet Cassidy to Noah Bradshaw. Geez, must have had a few. Noah. We'll go to Joel soon. There goes Tom O'Sullivan spearing back to Gus Jones, who dropped it.
That is Noah's 5th for the quarter.
And Smart
10th
brought
for the
10.
half.
Okay, yeah. How many's he got all up, Joel? We'll wait for you to calculate that.
He's on 18. He was a bit quiet early, and then he started to work into it.
There you go.
There's nothing worse than a cranky Bradshaw, and he looks like he's cranky at the moment. He's crashing and bashing and tackling and getting his hand on the footy. He's cranky.
Knowlesy to Laverty. Now, there's one free, and that's Josh Tweedale. He has got an absolute paddock to himself and takes the mark. So he must have snuck down there, or he's turned that over. At least Hymas gets a fist to it, rolling towards the scoreboard. And that scoreboard reads 24-9, 153 to 10-3, 63. 153 to 63. Pies up over the Dogs on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. We're going close to 17. Final term at Normins.
That can sometimes happen, Luke, when they play a press-up defence, and most teams play it nowadays. If they move the ball quickly and get through that press, quite often you see a player in that forward 50 to himself, and that's where Josh Tweedo was.
Here he goes, Tweedo now, claimed by Thompson. Got the ball way to McLuhan. Good pass to Laverty, who dropped it. Play goes on. McLuhan follow-up play off the ground. He's kicked it. No, he's missed it. It's a behind. Minor score.
Did I hear the great Terry Bird just say another one just then?
Say another what?
I heard him.
He said missed it.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I don't know what you're thinking, Bobby J.
I don't know. It's raining goals here at the moment, Lukey Francis, so I'm waiting for the next one to come.
It is Bob Jackson. There goes Ainsworth to McKimmie on half-back. Left foot, lays it out on his boot. Roberts, well read to Ellis. Back to Roberts. Here goes Jet on the boot. And gain great territory. Turn it over, though, which he can be excused for, to Andrews, to Tom O'Sullivan. Out wide they go. So Cassidy has got some space here. Now he delivers. Low ball. Oh, that wasn't a great kick. Cassidy ended up with it, though. Jet turns around into Hudson-Garrodi.
Yeah, it's better passage. Once they get some space and move the ball, I know the game's all but done, Lukey, but they need to get something out of it. If it's a clean ball movement with no pressure, well, they've got to take it. They just can't not get anything out of the rest of this day. They need to start thinking about next week and put some practices into play now. They can't wait.
Well, that's it, Bobby. They've got a final in 7 days' time. Here goes Hudson-Garrodi across the face. It was a tough angle, a minor score.
Well, it's actually 8 days, isn't it? Because they play on the Sunday elimination final.
They do, sorry. Yes, you're right. So 154 plays 64. Pies up over the Dogs, thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga. Joel, inside 50s.
Inside 50s, 9 for Wodonga this quarter to 7 Wangaratta.
Okay. So it's a massive victory today. So they will finish minor premiers. If you've just joined us, the Wang Magpies, they claim top spot. They'll get the week off straight through to the second semi. And again, Dave Sinclair, the chairman of the O&M, to join us in the post-game on the blower to tell us where the finals venues or finals will be played next week. Stevens after this with Jack O'Sullivan. Doggies win it. Here's Bradshaw. Back to the corridor to Ainsworth, who's had a pretty good year, Cohen. And I think he can build on that next season or in the final series still to come. Here's Hudson-Garrodi. Got caught at the back. Crossman got a fist to it. Here goes Smart. Off he goes to Ellis, trying to weave through. Straight up the corridor. O'Neill after this. Bounces into the hands of Burke. Nicely done to Thompson. Out wide they go to Bradshaw. Noah on the move here. Low spearing ball. Nice one to Jet Cassidy. 45 out. He takes the mark.
Yeah, good, better movement. You know, you want to see some clean stuff towards the back end of the game, and they are getting some clean footy at that far side of the oval. And you know, we're just counting the minutes down here, Luke, to the siren. And I'd like to think that the both sides will just cruise through to the siren without any sort of body clashes.
Here goes Jet Cassidy. Long ball for home. That one, I reckon, is made it, has it? Cleared the hands on the line. It's going to be given all clear. It's a major to Jet Cassidy. Well done. A great kick. So 154 plays 70 here on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Maggie's up over the Doggies.
Yeah, good goal there. They've really sort of tried hard to get some sort of system back into their day before they roll into next week where they take on the Yarrawonga Pigeons. A big game next week because they play for keeps now. Every game that Wodonga Footy Club plays is their season's on the line. So they need to get something out of today before the siren blows. And you know, if it's a goal here or a goal there or some good ball movement through a passage of play, they need to take it.
Sky Burgess has been trying to contain herself in the final quarter. Very excited down there. What's going on, Sky?
Just a maintenance as you'd expect. We've got Wodonga Bulldogs, Harry McKimmie. He's got the boots off now. He's kind of been the only one with an injury today, bit of a sore knee, so he's pulled the pin. But I think it speaks to the health of Wodonga Magpies. There was only one person get a rub on that bench today, and the bench is already packed up. That's how strong and healthy these boys are at the moment.
Yeah, it's great news for them, isn't it? So they now get the fortnight off. Oh, dear. So everything's falling their way, and they absolutely deserve it, Bobby. That's what you get for becoming minor premiers.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk to Jason Heatley after the siren, because a lot of his language last year was about building connection. They've got that connection, and they've built on it this year.
Hudson Garoni having a shot from 40 out, swinging that one back. That's a behind. So 155 playing 71. Sorry, 154 playing 71 it is. Pies up. Joel, what do you think the standout stat is for the final term?
Well, I really like the intensity of Bradshaw and Ainsworth, both just not giving up and letting the game just run away, even though it already has in those first 3 terms. They've had 7 touches each this quarter, so they've really stood out.
If you're with us on 1494 2AY, we're gone 22.5 final term. Here's Barrett. Pies lead 154 to 71. Here's Bradshaw to Jet Cassidy to Ainsworth, so they're just outside 50. Left foot. He spots Hudson Garoni in the opposite pocket. He's going back for it now. Picks it up. Grossman right on his tail. Hudson swings it back to the 50-metre line. And Ollie Greenhill, he was enticed to go. Kicks it now. Long ball going towards the goal square. Gus Jones, 2 bites at it. Goes again. Cooper Garoni came charging out. Bradshaw will get a ping on the sticks. He deserves this. And he kicks it. Well done, Noel Bradshaw. He kicks a Sanjan goal of the day in the final term.
That's a classy finish, wasn't it? Really good finish. He's really worked hard to get some sort of pride back into not only his game, but the club's game as well. So, yeah, as you can see here, he's running back to his position. He still wants to get something out of today. Yeah, there's some upside in this last quarter for Wodonga Bulldogs, albeit the game's done and dusted. They've really tried to make sure that they get some positives out of this last quarter moving into the finals next week.
Yeah, well, you called it, Bobby, and have throughout the final term. That's exactly what they've needed, something like that. A few good passages of play leading into the finals. And as you said, they'll play an elimination final next Sunday. The maroon and white. But the Pies have just been in a class of their own this afternoon. This game has virtually been dead as a doornail since halfway through the second. Here's Ainsworth. Cohen breaks clear. Gets one out the side to Tom O'Sullivan. Tried to palm off Young. Pies win it away. Here goes Stevens. Joel, short ball. Inside 50, rolling towards the goal square. Morrison got taken without the footy. And he will win the free kick, I should say.
Just a little bit clumsy there. Nice and low. And Harrison Smart just got him a little bit high. There was nothing untoward about that free kick.
Gone 24-30 final term. Sky Burgess will award our Rebel Fitness Player of the Day following the final siren. She's got a hard job. I think, Bobby, you offered about 8 names to Sky.
Yeah, I've got another 8 up my sleeve too, Sky.
No more.
No more? Okay.
Voting's closed.
Morrison, Evans Street M, back pocket, turns it over to Melville. So they've had a very ordinary day, the Dogs. Here's Melville, centres it up to Stevens, takes the mark, 40 out.
He's been good too, Sky, this fella. He's played really well through the midfield, him and Mapleson and Young and Clark, Squid, Melville. Geez, they've got a powerful midfield squadron, haven't they, Luke? And they look really, really dangerous, really, really primed to make a real solid charge this year.
Yeah, the man who's travelled down from the Northern Territory this year, Joel Stevens, very good footballer. 45 out, they'll be looking for a big final series from him. That one wide for a minor score. 155 plays 77. And it must be said, the maroon and white have had a dog of a day. It really has been a long afternoon for them.
Yeah, the Magpies have had 10 goal kickers, which is great evidence to share that they share the workload and share the spoils as well.
To the back pocket, Andrews. Ellis chips in front of Greenhill. Oscar Roberts. And now Greenhill goes again. Ollie breaks away to Blake Jorgensen and back to Greenhill. Good follow-up running. Long ball for Spiteri, favoured by the kick. Front spot pounces on it. Now he's in trouble, brought down by Cam Barrett. And he'll take the kick.
There's a difference in the defensive mechanisms and mindset. You know, Cam Barrett was up the ground. He ran 70 metres to make that effort and make that tackle.
Young driving it out of their D50 to Aidan Tilley. Roberts moves for him. Hayden's back in the corridor calling for the footy. They go to Waitai Tua. Over the top to Oscar Roberts, who gets around Liam Andrews, bounces, handballs off to McLuhan. James short ball to the pocket to Chris Knowles. So they're just doing what they want now.
Big Knowles, he deserves a goal, doesn't he? He'd have to be in the voting for Sky's Player of the Day, the Rebel Fitness Player of the Day. He's had a great day in the middle of the ruck. I don't think he's lost a ruck contest all day, Monty, has he?
No, not many. Not many at all.
Chris Knowles hard up against the boundary line in front of a scoreboard. Knowlesy getting crafty. Laverty dropped that in the square. Goes off the ground. That's a goal. So they get their 25th. What's the umpire going to say here? He's looking back to the field umpire for all clear.
They're taking it upstairs, are they?
Well, I don't know if they can, Bobby, unless you want to become the...
Yeah, I think it was a goal, Luke.
Yes, it is. So there's the all clear given now. So that's their 25th. 25-11, 161 plays the Bulldogs 12-5, 77. This is like the never-ending game, Sky Burgess. It just keeps going on and on and on.
It does. Xavier Laverty's just come off for a break then, and the Wang bench are going, "No, stay on, mate." They're keeping him out there.
That's his 7th for the day, Sky. So he's got to be in your thoughts.
Yep.
Oh yes, she might have given something away
there. I'll say.
Surely the timekeepers have got to be just sort of close to hitting the siren a little bit early today. Have we got an infringement on the square? Yes, we have. So the free kick going to the Pies. Tweedale comes out and turns that one over directly. Andrews to true centre half back and Jack O'Sullivan. 25-11, 161 plays 12-5, 77. Pies in front of the Doggies' final term. We're gone 28.5, so the siren will go any second. Ainsworth inside 50, takes it, plays on. Here's one for the Doggies, and they get one. So they get their 13th. 161 plays 83, thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga.
Wow, it's been another 10-goal last quarter as well. So we've had nearly 40 goals kicked today, Luke. I've run out of ink. I'll have to put an invoice in for my pen and my paper because dead set. There's been some goals kicked today, which is great. Oh, we love goals being kicked.
We do.
You know, I know you in your wins and losses and buys and sells during the year. You sold the 8-goal games. Well, gee whiz, I'd have this every day of the week than an 8-goal game, mate.
Couldn't agree with you more, Bob Jackson. Joel Montgomery, your thoughts in the final term?
You can see that Wangaratta have probably put a queue in the rack. Some blokes are not allowed to come off to the bench because they've got the prime on the bench there, and Wodonga have now been able to run away with a few goals late and had 15 inside 50s this quarter, almost matching their first 3 quarters.
Yeah, well done, Joel. Here's Tom O'Sullivan to Cooper Garoni. Cooper sends it into the pocket. And there it is. The curtain finally comes down at Norman's Oval this afternoon. The Pies have been emphatic. It has been a massive win. 25-11, 161 to the Doggies, 13-5, 83. And the Magpies might just have one hand on the cup. Yeah, what a terrific win this afternoon from the Wangaratta Football Club. So Sky Burgess will pick out our Rebel Fitness Player of the Day this afternoon, but so many to pick from the Maggies. It really was a team effort, and Jason Heatley would be terribly proud of his troops. They finish minor premiers in 2026. They will get the week off next week and head straight through to the second semi. And as for the Dogs, they'll play in an elimination final next Sunday. And as we said, Dave Sinclair, the chairman of the O&M, hopefully will join us, all going right, to tell us where the finals venues will be next week. Joel, it really was a one-sided affair this afternoon. The Magpies just far too good.
Yeah, and like I said, Wodonga got a little bit of a runaway with some of these stats late there, a few more extra clearances and inside 50s, but it was still 50 clearances to 31, 56 inside 50s to 36, and marks inside 50 was actually relatively pretty even because thanks to Garoni and Spiteri up forward doing really well, but just the runaway, I think those stats got a little bit of a reflection on that last 10 minutes. They look a little bit nicer. Probably 10 minutes to go was probably looking like 50 versus 25 and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So nearly, score does reflect they were pretty much twice as good today.
Well done, Joel Montgomery. Right now, we're about to head down to ground level. Xavier Laverty has picked up our Rebel Fitness Player of the Day. Sky Burgess has got the O&M Live mic ready to go. Down to you, Sky.
I do. I mean, I could have picked from a handful of players today. That was an absolute clinic by you guys. So congratulations on what was an awesome game and securing first position. But today, I noticed, obviously, you got a half bag yourself, but the team play stuff, you had a lot of assists in there. And was that a focus coming in today? Because it seemed to be very team orientated today.
Yeah, I think that's just that's what creates opportunities. And at the end of the day, we want to win a premiership, and we can't rely on one or two guys to kick bags of goals. We want an even spread. And, we've got a great bunch of guys, and we really can do what we want to do in 4 weeks' time. So
yeah, and I did notice when you guys were coming off to the bench, there's lots of smiles, lots of high fives, and that. Is that a focus around the club on keeping it positive? You guys all seem so strong on the field, but also really positive off-field stuff as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's throughout the club. That's volunteers. That's people that make these days work. So we're on to the next. We've got a week off now, so that's the prize that we get. So and then on to the better things, hopefully. So yeah.
Well, you guys certainly earned it today. I'll let you get in there and sing the song with the boys.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Great work, Sky Burgess. Well done to Xavier Laverty. Bobby, 7 goals won from Xavier Laverty.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Kicked 3 goals in that last quarter, but just his teamwork.
Yeah.
He's added another level. He looks like he's matured a little bit. Football's his main focus, and gee whiz, aren't the Wangaratta Magpies a better team for it?
Oh, yeah. They were magnificent today. And, I almost feel like it's his first instinct now, Bobby, to look inside rather than look straight at the sticks. I don't know if he's been coached that way or it's just his own maturity, as you pointed out earlier on. But there's no doubt he's a lot more team-orientated than what he was in the last couple of seasons. Joel, they are scorching, red-hot, white-hot favourites at the moment for the Cup this year, as we've reiterated throughout the day.
Yeah, and as we always talk about, health is wealth in football, and now they've got through today unscathed. Had a few guys who just had to tick a few boxes and probably sat on the bench for most of that last quarter just to make sure that they were safe, I would say. And now they got that week off, so if there's any niggles, they get that little time period extra compared to everyone else, and maybe if they win again, they get that extra time off again. So I think they're in the hot seat, in the box seat pretty comfortably.
Yeah, they surely are.
The last quarter's 5-2 apiece, Luke, so we could have called it off at 3/4 time and gone home.
Yeah, we could have, Bobby. Well, to be honest, look, the game was over halfway through the second, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. They played an outstanding brand of football. 7 goals in the first. They kicked 8 goals in the second. 5 and then another 5. They just consistently just peppered the scoreboard all day, and boy oh boy, you're gonna have to go to school, you're gonna have to go to task on them and make sure that your defensive work is up to scratch. Otherwise, I'll tear you to pieces. And as Monty said, a healthy list, they're going to be a handful.
So Sky Burgess is making her way over to the Maggies rooms at the moment. Hopefully we will pick up the song. Bobby, just give me a final score from the McNamara Reserve. You got that there? Between the Rovers and the Saints. That one, very interesting. The Rovers were up by a bit. So visiting the McNamara Reserve this afternoon up in the hills.
Yeah, I've got it.
Here we go. Here's the pie song.
Lift that noble hand on high, shake down the thunder from the sky. Whether the odds be great or be small, when we'll drop in and win overall, while the loyal sons are marching always to victory.
An enormous victory at Normins this afternoon. The Wang Magpies far too good for the Wodonga Bulldogs. At full time, they won 25-11, 161 to the Doggies, 13-5, 83. We'll get to a break. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Fridge broken down?
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara. built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.